You want to see me turn into a Super Saiyan? Fine, I'll do it. Just remember, you asked for it.
What's going on, everybody? Another day in paradise, back again with another one. So kind of readjusted the title of this stream. They speak for you and against you. So I'm going to go into a couple things, but mainly the whole reason why I jumped up here is to speak about the clip that I shared earlier on this channel. But I'm going to go over some other things as well beforehand. Then we'll get to that. So shout out to you guys. I guess initially I can just share the ad link in case you guys want to hop up here and provide some feedback or commentary or critiques. Got that for you right there. So yeah, where do we start? Let's go over to my community wall. This is over on my other channel, right? So I shared something today. It says 10 hours ago. Now, these are some comments you can see here. I can kind of blow it up or enlarge it. This is over. I saw these comments. This is the main thing here. These comments here you see here from Melvin Johnson and Basil Henry. I saw these comments on a channel earlier today. There was a video about some, female who was talking about the racial dynamics with darker skinned males and light skinned males. And, so I saw that and I saw these comments. I was like, okay. The funny thing is nobody put any comments. No one gave me anything. They didn't give me nothing to kind of work with. I had 9 people who liked it. You guys can see here, 9 people liked it. No one commented. I'm like, damn, the whole reason why I post this shit is so you guys can comment, Give me something to work with here. But let's go into it right now. I put here, this is hilarious. Beyond cap. They lie and make up false narratives, thinking everyone else is going to play dumb right along with them. Because that is the favorite pastime of them. Is act stupid, act dumb, and they want us to play dumb with them. I'm beyond that stage. I don't play dumb with them. Okay. It says here, look at how they talk about you light-skinned blacks. Yet I see so many light-skinned blacks calling these people their quote-unquote brothers and sisters. It couldn't be me. It definitely couldn't. I put here hashtag not like them. It couldn't be me. These are not my brothers and sisters. Now I put an image, just a generic image of some guy. This is like a stock photo they have all over the internet. You can just type up angry black man and, this guy pops up, right? And so yeah, just a generic photo basically. But the whole thing here is like I put here, look how they talk about light-skinned blacks. But yet you see light-skinned blacks who are calling these type of people, these, dark-skinned, monoracial blacks, they're calling them brothers and sisters. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, oh, interesting. But I've been hearing that, since I started this shit. So it's nothing new to me. It's not, I've been around already for a minute. It's nothing new to me. I already know what the dealio is, right? So just had to kind of throw that out there. Was hoping someone would bite and give me some commentary, but like I said, 9 likes, no comments, whatever. The guy puts here, Melvin Johnson, why light-skinned men think every man that's darker than them is jealous of them. No one said every man's jealous. Floyd Mayweather, Michael Jordan, or any other successful, whatever, dark-skinned black, they're not jealous of me, little old me. I'm nobody special. They're not jealous of me. So for this guy, I'm going to say this guy, Melvin Johnson, to concoct this narrative that we, someone like me, mulatto guy, thinks every person that's darker shades than me is jealous. They're not fucking jealous. I'm not talking about, I usually, a lot of times I overgeneralize. That's my main deficiency over here. But I'm not saying everybody. The guy puts here every man that's darker than them. I never said that. No, we're speaking about a specific demographic, the K Dork, the Kendrick fans, and the people who like the light skinned women, but they don't like the light skinned men. We're talking about their ass right now, right? And he puts here, light skin be the ones who be saying off the wall shit to me at times to try to prove themselves that they are not punks or pussies. I don't have to prove nothing to you fucking savages. I'm not with you. I'm not in your group. I'm not clicked up with you. I'm not in your little kickback spots. I'm the wrong guy. But then again, I'm a biracial dude with a white mom, right? I'm not trying to be associated with you people. You got the wrong guy over here. So the overgeneralization, yeah, you could talk about the light skinned blacks, whatever. They got, a dark skinned daddy and a light skinned mama. They're from the black community. You're talking about them. You're not talking about me because I don't deal with you people. If you're not paying me, giving me something, I don't deal with you people. So I just got to make that clear for you. He puts here, they never try to prove themselves to other races of men, right? But black men who are darker, and he puts here, he has to include, I'm not even dark skin or light skin. You're one of these in between, these ambiguous, you're brown skin. I've seen all of you characters since I've been up here, hopping my ass up here, blabbing my mouth. I've seen all you characters. I'm not dark skin. I'm not a darkie. I'm not black. I'm brown skin. I'm like, see, they have misconstrued and moved the goalposts. They redefine these definitions for you knuckleheads. They like they're not light skinned and they're not dark skinned. They're brown. I don't give a fuck what you are. You're not mulatto. Period. The issue I have here is when they try to put the light skin category and connect it with the mulatto category. We're not the same. We're not the same. We're not black identified over here. We don't serve blacks. We don't identify with them. We don't call these people brothers and sisters. We got to let you know right now. We got to let you know because I've been seeing this going on and we got to let you know. We don't call these individuals brothers and sisters. They're not family. They're not our people. Mulatto Vanguard, you're divisive. I mean, how long have you been listening to me for? I've been blabbing my mouth for 2 years. This is nothing new over here. And the specificity is ultra important because when you leave it up to them to define categories and labels for you, this is what happens. They sit there and tell you, I'm not light skin, I'm not dark skin. What the hell are you? You're still a black as far as I'm concerned. Oh, I'm a brown skin, I'm dark brown, and blah blah blah. That's where the whole MGM thing comes into play. That's where the whole light skin. You got guys like this. You look at the screen, you see the guy on the screen. You got guys who literally share his facial symmetry, phenotype, and skin complexion. You got guys like him that will literally hop their ass up here on YouTube and tell you they're an MGM. They're a light brown mixed person or a griff or whatever the fuck they are. They'll literally tell you that. I'm sitting there looking at it like, bro, we're not the same, bro. Like, I don't know. I got to be the bad guy up here. I gotta hop up here and just, basically shoot it straight and let you know I gotta be the bad guy. I'm like, bro, you let them define these categories, they're gonna have you as confused as they are. Talking about they're not light skinned, they're not dark skinned, they're brown. I don't care what your ass is or what you call yourself a Moor, call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, call yourself a New Wapian. Call your you call whatever you want to call yourself. That's fine. We're not the same. I'm gonna tell your ass that. Okay. Some of these other people will dance around. They'll call you a brother and sister. Okay, yeah, they can help you out of your shithole situation. That's fine. I'm not. I'm not. You owe me. You're gonna have to pay me. I'm one of these mulattoes that's letting you know, look, you're gonna have to pay us. If you want something from us over here, over on this side, you're gonna have to pay. And the guy puts here, Basil Henry, as a dark-skinned guy, I have never once been jealous of light-skinned guys. Plural, right? Yeah, that's his own personal situation. It's funny because this guy the reason why I screenshotted this is this Melvin Johnson guy who said he's not light skin or not dark skin. He's a brown skin. He's in between, right? He felt the need to reply to this guy who said he's not jealous, which, yeah, I guess I'll give you the benefit of doubt. Yeah, you're probably right. You're not jealous of us. What the hell is there to be jealous of us? I'm not special. I tell people that all the time. I'm not special. I'm nobody special. What the fuck? I just see how you savages operate. I'm like, what the fuck? I got to get the hell away from you creatures. I'm not like you. I don't identify with you. Your culture, I'm not doing that over here. But there is a lot of people who are jealous of us. And we definitely point it out, call it out, and give our commentary. And this guy's saying he's not jealous of us. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I get that. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. I'll give you the benefit of doubt. But look at this Melvin Johnson guy who says he's not light skinned, he's not dark skinned, he's in the middle, he's in between. He's one of these brown skins. Oh, I'm not dark skinned, I'm brown skinned, I'm an MGM. All African Americans are mixed. We all got admixture. He's one of them niggas. He's one of them. He puts here, right. I'm not dark skinned, but they claim that black men that's darker than them is jealous of them. LOL. LOL. So he's caping for the dark-skinned Bantus. Very typical of their kind. He puts here, if anything, they're the ones with no identity and always trying, okay, to prove themselves to the black community. You see that? He's got to throw you under the bus. You don't have an identity. You got to prove yourself to the black. This is hilarious. See, he's talking about you light-skinned blacks. He ain't talking about me, not the mulattoes over here, because I don't identify with you people. You're not my people. Okay, I'm not like you people. I don't call you a brother and a sister. I don't call you a light-skinned or a dark-skinned brother or dark-skinned sister. You're not my people. I don't identify with you. So he's not talking about me. He's talking about you lighter-skinned blacks who identify with them. You got to take it up with them. You got to take it up with them, your grievances with them. That's what I'm saying. I laugh at this because I'm like, look, they put these comments all over social media, mocking you, laughing at you, and you still cape for them. You still identify. Partially, it's not your fault. You grew up in their communities, okay? You were enculturated with them to identify with them, and you've accepted your position to be a cuck, to be punked by darker skinned Bantus. You've accepted that position. It's very unfortunate, but I cannot relate to that. The mulattoes over here, we cannot relate to that. We don't accept that subordinate position, trying to prove and trying to fit in and carve our place out in their race, in their group. We don't accept that. We're going to do our own. We're already doing our own thing. It's just growing and building at this point. I saw this earlier today. I was like, this is interesting. Interesting. This is very, very interesting. They're telling on you right now. And this guy, Melvin Johnson, saying he's not dark skinned. He's not light skinned. He's in between, but he's caping for the dark skin. See, that the lightest mulattoes, the lightest light skinned blacks, whatever, this is the position they're always in. They have to overcompensate and cape ultra hard to fit into their group. This is why I chose this kind of stock image of this guy here. Just a generic image. It does, it's nothing. Doesn't mean nothing. Wanted to start off with that. Who do we got next? What do we got next? Okay, your thoughts. The most common interracial relationship, they say WM, which is white man, AF, which is Asian female. WMAF, white man, Asian female, which is the most common, most prevalent interracial relationship in the United States of America. And I saw this post actually from an Asian, because they got Asian circles, East Asian circles. And this is something they talk about in their own circles, where look at their own women are committing mutiny against them. But it's not the same kind of mutiny that the white boys are facing with their women. See, the white boys, I mean, you know, they're really in a hairy situation. Their own women are competing with them for power, creating mutiny with them, purposely bastardizing their group to rub it in their face, to compete with them for power. It's very hairy and sticky right now, I might add. And so, but what the thing with the white boys, the white nationalist incels, they fucking scapegoat the Jews, and you know, they're really targeting the mulatto male children. I'm gonna get a lot more into that, and this whole everything is turning in that direction now, as if you haven't not already, you know, been made clear that we're moving in a different direction now. With all the information I'm seeing, all the posts and social media, and then examining what I see on Twitter, we're moving in that direction now. But when they talk about they're against race mixing, they're against miscegenation, they're not. They're against the mulatto male having power in this society. And this is what I'm going to make clear on my videos and other commentary I'm going to deliver. When they talk about the Jewish people, they're not talking about the women. Okay, I'm talking about the white nationalist incels. When they're talking about the Mexicans, the illegals, they're not talking about the women. When they talk about the blacks, they're not talking about the women. When they talk about the mulattoes, they're not talking about the women. They're talking about the men, the male competitors. And they really fear the mulatto male competitors. They don't fear these blacks, these Bantus. They know they're going to kiss their butt all over fucking football, the NFL, all these fucking slaves dancing around. They don't fear them. Because most of the NFL, most of the supporters, the fans wearing their jerseys, all these fucking white boys, I see them everywhere. They pay and finance and support these blacks who are watching football, who are on the football field, working for these football teams. Look, they love the current arrangement they have with these Bantus, dancing and entertaining for them. They love it. They love the situation they're in with these blacks who are trying to kiss their ass. It's the mulatto male they fear. This is what we're going to get into with further commentary. It's the mulatto male they fear. And a lot of you mulatto males are playing games, dancing around, thinking you can hide. Look, you can't fucking hide anymore. This is where we're at today. And I look at the situation right here with the WMAF, a white male, Asian female. Yeah, they want access to the women, but they're still competing with the Asian males, with the Chinese, the Japanese. There's kind of a agreement, allegiance, right? Because they literally got, had atomic weapons dropped on them in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. So they've got them to kind of bend the knee, so to speak. So the Japanese are considered a part of the alliance of the American Empire, but these other nations, you see what's going on with China, North Korea, Taiwan, etc. So the males of those nations and those groups are competitors, but they want access to the women, is what you see. And the Asian men, they're calling it out. They have their social media. I see over on X, they're talking about it. This meme, like I said right here, I didn't make this shit. This was shared to me by an Asian guy. I just put your thoughts. That's it. Your thoughts. The most common interracial couple, white man, Asian woman. So when they talk about they're against race mixing, they're not talking about the white man, bastardizing these other races. No, they only have an issue when the black man exercises that same, privilege, I can say, activity. The black guys bastardizing, they only have an issue with that. Right. They don't have an issue with the white guy with the Asian female. This is what it is. This is what it is. Right. So they make a big deal when they see any. There's a page called Garbage Human. I'm going to provide a lot of commentary on that page because that guy who's behind, they're super fixated on white. And I have no issue with the white guys, calling the white women mud sharks and shaming them and all this crap. See, what caused my interest in this is because they're targeting the children now. These white nationalist incels, they're publicly out here talking about these kids are ugly, and they're abominations. They're using this terminology. And I'm sitting there like, interesting. They're talking about you. They're talking for you and against you at the same time. And they're also trying to deny you your personhood. They want to maneuver you and position you underneath the blacks, but yet the blacks are in their back pocket. The Bantus, they serve the white nationalists. And the white nationalists pay off the Bantus, I've already told you, with the NFL and all these sports, all these black athletes, all these sports, they're all getting paid off by the white nationalists. And in return, they're targeting and diminishing the mulattoes. Look at this right here. White extinction threat, according to white men, black man, white women, white woman. That's the whole thing. Like when you look at the garbage human, you look at his Twitter profile, his ex profile. All he talks about is if it's a black guy or a white single mom. Which, like I said, I have no issue with them shaming their own women, but they bring the kids and they bring up the kids because they're threatened by you. They know that you're going to compete with and against them. You're not going to be a butt kisser like this fucking Bantu. This Bantu just wants access to white box. We're beyond the white box component. We're interested in power. I'm talking about the mulattoes over here on this side. We're interested in power and moving ourselves forward in society. We're above and beyond this whole access to just some random strange, some white box. We all have access to that over here. We're moving beyond that. We're interested in power and recognition in society. They don't want you that. They want to neutralize you and keep you as a subordinate. I'm sitting here like, bro, I never signed up for this shit. I don't accept these terms. I will die not accepting these terms. So I wanted to point this out and I shared this. I saw this. Is like, because the Asian guys, they have a similar thing. They see their women, like I said, creating mutiny with them, seeking the white male partners. Okay, that's fine. But it's honestly with the Asian, it's like the mutiny situation. It's not as bad, the white guys. That's why the white guys, they really don't like you. That's why they're attacking you when you're a child, when you're an infant. You look at the garbage human, page and all this stuff. They're really against you because they fear the future. They know you got a white mom, a black dad, you're growing up in this society. They're like, oh yeah, that person, because they know you better than they know me. And I told a white lady this, and over on X, I was like, you're mad because we know you. We've studied you from birth. We understand your strategy. We understand your attacks, your weaknesses. We've been studying you from birth. They're upset about that we know them better than they know us. This is what it is. So there's a fear element with them. Okay. Anything else I need to add? Let me just check out some of the comments and we can move on. Spot on from Spaz Loke. Shout out to you. And another guy puts totally correct. It's easier to sell fear and controversy of black men, white women couples. Or he puts coupling. See recent controversy over Michael Eric Dyson. I haven't checked that out, but Michael Eric Dyson, because I know he likes to basically kind of fornicate with white women. Michael Eric Dyson, I think he had I've heard something in the past. They tried to Me Too him with some white woman. So guy puts here, sucky sucky 10 ducky. And I'm pretty sure I kind of laughed earlier. I saw that. He's in reference to the Asian female. Okay. With that type of comment. Sucky sucky 10 ducky. He's kind of referencing the Asian woman, which, whatever. Okay, let's see what we got. Majestic de France. I've lived on the West Coast for years, and I've seen a lot of white men and Asian women. I had a coworker who was from East Palo Alto, who was African American, and he told me the white guys get some of everything, meaning every kind of woman. I think it's more normal for black men and white women to pair up because there already been a lot of mixing between the two races. The most you are going to see of black and white couples are white men and black women. Statistically speaking, 95% of African American married men are married to African American women, whereas only 85% of married African American women are married to black men. White men have always had access to black women going back to slavery. It's true. And white men still have access today to other demographics as well, Latinas, Asians, but they're not shamed for it. In their community, the white community, you know, it's only the white women who are shamed for who they choose as a partner or a mate. The white guy, that's what I'm saying. This whole interracial relationships or race mixing, these fucking white nationalists are full of shit. When you examine their nomenclature, philosophies, and conspiracies that they spout, they're all a bunch of hypocritical pieces of shit. They're not against race mixing. They're not about preserving the white race. They want to maintain the status quo and the power dynamic. They know they have the Bantus where they want. They're afraid that the mulatto male offspring are going to compete with them for power in society. They're not against race mixing. They're all for white males having access to Asian women. They're all for white males having access to Mexican women. You know, build the wall, build the wall. They're all going to vote for Trump. All these white boys, they want the Mexican chicks. Make no mistake. They just want the Mexican males, okay, the illegals, the Hispanic immigrants. They want them to know their place in society. That's really what that wall symbolizes. It's not to keep the women out. No, they want the Latinas up in here. They want the Chicanas, the Mexican women. They want them up in here. It's for the males. And the same thing when you talk about the Jewish stuff. When you look at their memes and their attacks, they're never going against Jewish women. They love the Jewish vagina. All these white nationalists, Aryan, pure-blooded Aryan, whatever. They love the Jewish vagina. They're against the Jewish men because the Jewish men are smarter than them. The Jewish men have a more cohesive network. The Jewish men, they do business with each other. They work together better than they do because Aryan men, they're bought and paid off. They'll sell their own. They'll attack their own as they do all over the damn place. Walmart, grocery stores, theaters, churches, it doesn't matter. They'll attack their own. You look at their family dynamics with the women and men. So what they're upset about with the Jewish is because they are more cohesive and they're more intelligent and they have a more structured economic system in place where they literally support and buy from each other at a 18 times rate than any other group. And that's why even I remember when I was a kid, even in high school, and I was hanging out with these white guys, whatever. I'm half white. So what do you expect? And they'd make, it was common in their group to be like, oh, you're acting like a Jew. They'd say something like that. You're acting like a Jew. You're acting like a Jew. What they're saying is, oh, you're being stingy. Okay, that's the common, popular kind of vernacular that would be expressed. Oh, you're being stingy. They would say, oh, he's a Jew. He's a Jew, saying he's stingy. What they don't understand is that in their networks, Jewish people, like, they trade with each other first before they seek outside services. See, they have a more intact and sophisticated economic and, bartering system than any other group. And that's why a lot of people don't like them. They don't like them because they seek services and, resources from their own before they consult other groups. This is what it is. So, and they're going to hate on them for that, call them stingy and all this stuff. I'm sitting there like, you know, they practice group economics better than anybody else. So let's continue on with this comment he puts here. The most you're going to see black and white couples are white men and black women. Statistically speaking, 95% African American Married men are married to African American women. Where in this, only 85% of 85% of married African American women are married to black men. White men have always had access to black women going back to slavery. Black women lied in slave annals about white men raping them as frequent as they claim to hide their whoredom. So even the language here, you can kind of tell there's kind of a gender warring dynamic here between black male, black male, black female. You can kind of see it right here, just analyzing this sentence. Black women lied. It's kind of generalizing. Not only that, you're talking about shit that happened over 100 years, 200 years ago. You weren't there on the plantation. I know this guy's going to comment. He's posted a lot of comments talking about Google it. Land Pink. This guy puts comments a lot. I've heard him over on these other black channels. He doesn't jump on my panel. I got the fucking link dropped. Okay. Your monkey ass ain't jumping up on my panel. But I heard you. You jumped on some other blacks panel because you feel comfortable with the blacks. You're black. I get it. I get it. This is why I'm trying to let people know. Look, mulattoes and blacks were not the same. I'm going to tell you every time I hop my ass up here. But you put the comment up here. You put black women lied, enslaved. Yeah, you're kind of generalizing, whatever. Claim to hide their whoredom. But if they were like enslaved, how can you basically put it on them that they're quote unquote whoredom? I don't know. It just seems like an attack on black womanhood is what I'm seeing here, where you're talking about slavery dynamics here, and you're generalizing black women for being like whores. It's like, come on, bro. Like, you're talking about people who were enslaved, like they were against their will. They didn't have a resource. It's not like it is today, 2024, where people can move around society, go wherever the hell they want. Like, the generalization you put here, it's not accurate. And I'm seeing this and I'm reading it. I'm like, and this is impromptu, guys. I'm just jumping up here, talking my shit. I didn't even review this material prior, but I'm looking at this, to hide their whoredom. I'm like, it seems like a personal vendetta that you have with black women, but that's not what we do over here. What we do over here is we analyze the situation, the predicament and position mulattoes are in this society. And it's not really looking good because mulattoes are a class of people, a utilitarian class of people that do not have representation in a representative republic. The Mexicans got their representatives. The Mexicans got their politicians who are going to kiss their butt, give resources to the illegals and represent them. The Asians have their the whites, Donald Trump, all this. Everybody has their representatives. But you mulattoes, you don't. That's the issue. That's why I hop my ass up here and blab my mouth to you guys. Where is your representatives? Where is your representation? It's non-existent. That's a problem. We got to address that problem. Continuing on, you put here, there was far more consensual X between white men and black women, which is reflected in the DNA stats. 85% of African American men have European paternal DNA. Only 15% of white European men have African paternal DNA, which means black women are far more promiscuous with white men than Asian women or white women with black men. Yeah, it kind of sounds like some black manosphere shit, to be honest with you, man. It's like you're positioning the black woman to be promiscuous and all. I get it. You look at Sexy Red, that's easy example. It's just too easy out here, but you're not really providing any sources. You've been talking about Google Land Pink and Gray. Like, you've been typing this up for like several months now. I never Googled a damn fucking thing because I have links. You can email me. You can send me a DM like every other normal mulatto. That's what they do. They message me, they email me, putting the same comment to go Google some random, Naraland. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not, and like I said, I've seen you up on these panels with these blacks. You're comfortable with these blacks, and you're sitting here trying to position black women to be the whoredom. Look, we don't do gender war shit over here. This is a mulatto channel. Okay. All that black shit, you can keep it over there with the blacks. Because we know that a lot of the black women, they're black male worshippers, and look at their results, what that's done for them. 75% out of wedlock birth rate. They can have fun. That's fine. Over there, they can have their bastards over there. But over here, we're doing something a lot different. Just gotta let people know, because they're trying to mix in the mulatto with the light skinned black thing. Look, they've been trying that since day one, since I've jumped up here and provided some commentary, upload the videos. The whole golden sphere and all this stuff, they've been trying to do that crap, trying to say that we're all the same. You're light skinned black and you're mulatto. We're not all the same. I'll be the bad guy, the divisive guy. We're not the same. Okay. I will hurt your fucking feelings over here. I'm just letting you know right now. You bring that black gender war bullshit, that pro black man fucking monkey shit over here. I'm gonna hurt your feelings over here. We're not the same. I'm not like you people. I will let you know that. So another comment we have here is pretty sure it's immigration. That's a top of the list of complaints. Look at some stats, and whites are the least likely to marry outside their race. Okay. Another comment puts, I think I read this one about Michael Eric Dyson. Blaxican guy, shout out to him. He puts, it depends where you live. But personally, in the real world, everywhere I've been, it's mainly black men and white women. I rarely see white men with Asian women where I live in comparison to black men and non-black women. Black man date out compared to any other race of man combined. Personally see this in the real world. I don't see the other races of men dating out like a group of like black men. Yeah, it is for sure. There's no denying that. No denying that at all. Let's see, where do we start? Where else do I got? Jonas Blaine says, how do you feel about pro-black MGM Michael Eric Dyson being exposed, flirting, and sliding in the IG of a white woman he said was a white supremacist racist? I mean, how do I feel about that? But that's like a kind of what I want to say with the Michael Eric Dyson, or I call him Michael Eric Dumbass because he's like a liberal shill. I don't respect him as an academic. This guy, he's like a talking head, Michael Eric Dyson. So he was calling this white woman a white supremacist racist, but he slid up in her DMs. He's like a opportunist, or it's like a challenge he wants, because a lot of these black identified guys, they cry about racism all day, but they still want to chase these racist white women. I don't know what else what to say. Like, I'm kind of baffled or flabbergasted what to say. Like, this is common with them. Their depravity, their position in society. Like, they cry about racism all day, but they feel like they're going to solve their problems by like intermingling or mixing in with these other, like with the white group, like trying to bastardize their group to combat racism. A lot of these blacks feel like that's their pathway to challenge white supremacy, challenge racism. They're going to try to shame these whites and get sexual access to them. It's a very disgusting and despicable endeavor. So guys like Michael Eric Dyson, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, you're going to complain about this woman, but you're going to still pursue her. It's very weird and twisted. Like, yeah, I don't really have that much of a comment, to be honest with you. I haven't followed up on that story, and I don't really plan to, because I don't respect the individual. Michael Eric Dyson, he's like MGM. He's not fully black. You look at a guy, Michael Eric Dumbass, I call him Michael Eric Dyson. You look at him, it's like, bro, like, He's like 30%, 40% black. Like he's mostly a white guy. He's like an American guy. And that's the thing, but they cape so hard and they try to over a guy like him, he tries to over complicate simple concepts because he's not even needed. His advice, his quote unquote expertise is not needed. So he has to try to pretend like he's relevant. He tries to use a lot of like academic jargon and language to pretend like he's some spokesperson for righteousness and civil rights. And yeah, I've heard about this guy for a few years. I first heard about him around 2020, 2019, and I've never been impressed. Yeah, he's complaining about white women, racist white women, but he's still up in their DMs. He's a pro black. I'm not surprised. I mean, this is what the pro blacks do. They cry racism, but yet they're trying to sleep with the racist. That's what the pro black. That's their whole identity. You go off here, those numbers are off. Majestic is lying. Actually, something like 20% of black men are married interracially. Less than 10% of black women. College educated black men are 30% likely to marry interracially. And college educated black women are the same as non college educated black women. White men don't want black women. LOL. Only 0.3% of married white men are married to black women. White men only marry Asian women 1% of the time. They want white women to have white kids who will have white privilege. Yeah, you make a you make a very good point. Yeah, I'm of that firm belief as well. White men want white women. Period. I mean, I've been seeing it from day one, like my whole existence, and I see it today now in the neighborhood I live at. So majority white, they prefer their own. They're not specifically seeking Asian partners. If they do, I saw a couple earlier today, but the male was Asian, the female was white. And they said something to me. And like I said, I'm the type of guy, I'm a kind of a hard headed guy. So you say something to me, I'm going to say something back. I'm one of those kind of competitors. Maybe that's why a lot of people don't like me, but I love it. And that's, yeah. So I saw something like that today. And it's like, look, those are kind of anomalies. I see these kind of pairings or couplings. Most of the people I see in my area, it's just basically white male, white female. But that's just my area, right? It doesn't represent the whole kind of situation. But yeah, it depends on the stats and numbers you're looking at. We all have to take that into consideration. Where do we go next from here? Where do we go next from here? Let me take a quick segue here and then we will go back. The link is dropped. Link is dropped. You guys, you don't want to hop up here. Okay. Just give me a second. All right, we're back, guys. We're going to get into something new here. So let me share with you guys what I want to talk about. All right, so I shared or I uploaded a video earlier today. The title of it is White American Agrees that mulattoes are not black, which is just further proof because one of the Blackistan gaslighting tactics that they tell you to try to keep you in their, in your place and to humble you is to say, oh, the whites, they just gonna see you as a black. You just like one of us. I'm not like one of you people. I look at you, your skin complexion, the facial symmetry, and even that's just one aspect. It's also the culture, the behavior. I'm looking at how you people behave, how you talk, your culture. I'm like, I'm not like one of you fucking people, man. The looks is hilarious. That's easy to debunk. Our bone structure, facial symmetry, our skin complexion. Yeah, that's like clearly off the surface. You look at it, like, we're not the same people. But just the cultural component, like I don't talk like you people. I don't identify with you. You're not my people. So it's hilarious. Like, but that's one of the Blackistan gaslighting tactics, the humbling tactics they try to use is, oh, the white man, the white people, according to them, you just like one of us. Like a you look at like a Philip Scott, the Phil Advice show or something, or Tariq Nasheed. We're like, what? We're the mulattoes, we don't look like you people. Drake, the rapper Drake, he looks nothing like Kendrick Lamar. Like, we don't look like you people. Mulattoes don't look like you people. Like, I don't, keep fooling yourself, but you can continue to try, but you're going to have guys like me that are going to point it out. So I uploaded this clip earlier. Pretty sure you guys can see this. I'm going to, play this for you guys and provide my commentary and check out some of the comments that people provided for it. This is very useful information here. So let's get into this.
The relationship between that mulatta, she's not black, she's a mulatta, but the mulattoes are always in favor of the black race. Tell us about that mulatta.
So I take it you're referring to Lindsay Davis?
That's right. The mulatta, the female mulatto, mulatta, half black, half white, whatever.
The important thing why I wanted to share this is the guy is laying out the distinctions for you. He's letting you know that there is a difference between a black and a mulatto. He's letting you know straight up. And yet you still have people who want to like blur the lines, muddy the waters, and pretend like we're the same as them when most everybody knows it. People try to act dumb with you, and I'm trying to sit here with these mulattoes like, why do you allow them to play dumb with you when it's very obvious? And other people provide their commentary black and white, like there's a clear distinction here, there's a difference. So I hope you guys can hear. Let me make sure the audio is up.
Whatever she is, who's always going to be pro-black, as all mulattoes are. And I just would like you to bring out.
Now, this guy's a fear monger. He's saying, I'm going to replay the clip again so you guys can hear it in its entirety. But the guy right here just says, oh, and she's pro-black like all mulattoes are. I'm like, really, bro? Maybe at one point in my life we have a phase, but that's a unique circumstance that we have that other demographics don't have. And that's trying to balance or juggle different cultures in different, I don't want to, different cultures and, that's the challenge that we have that other people don't have. That's what makes us unique.
About the relationship between Miss Davis and Harris.
Lindsay Davis.
Now, they were talking about Lindsay Davis here, the woman you see on the screen, because she was one of the moderators for the presidential debate that happened last week between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. I'm not going to get into the politics here. You can go somewhere else for that. But there was this woman here who's a mulatto woman. You look at her on the screen, she doesn't look like a black. And even the old boomer white guy who's, in the video that I clipped, he's letting you know as well, this is not a black. Like, it's everybody knows it. Even the blacks, they'll whine and cry. Like, if this Lindsay Davis, if she got a Hollywood role, like a Zendaya, oh, that should have went to a dark-skinned black queen. You gave it to a light skin. See, they're going to call you light skin to try to trick your ass and hoodwink you, thinking you're a part of their group. This Lindsay Davis, you look at her, she literally looks like she's 60% European. You can tell by looking at her. Yeah, she's got African, for sure, genes, of course. but she's not a black. She's not a Bantu. You could tell, like, she's got European genes. She's a quintessential American. And that's why people hate your ass. They hate mulattoes because we represent Americanism. We are literally the future of America. That's why they don't like you. A lot of mulattoes, it hasn't clicked with them yet. They don't understand it. That there is a target on your back. I'm not the one who put it there. You can hate my commentary. You don't have to listen. You can go listen to some of these other goofballs and clowns on YouTube. That's what the whole platform supports. All the biggest channels, it's all clownery and crap. You can go support them, listen to them, but I'm just looking at it for what it is. Like, look, we represent the future in the United States of America, mulattoes. And a lot of people fear us and they don't like us because they want to separate the groups, the races. And they look at us as being one people who bring races together, specifically mulattoes who are black and white, because this has been a binary dynamic from its inception between slave and slave master and white and black, etc. So we are the ones they definitely hate more so than any other configuration, whether it's like European Asian, which is Hapa, or black and Arab or something like that. Like they really are against the mulattoes. And this woman represents mulattoes, and even she represents mulattoes, and even you know she could be black identified. Of course, she's like I researched, I looked it up, and she's like 50 plus years old. Yeah, she's represents the old timers. Like they're just black identified in that generation. They never had this mulatto option. That's why you look at like in this generation, you have like a Zendaya or someone else or a Zoe Kravitz. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm mixed because we have, there's so many of us now, all over the place, all over in every sphere of influence. So it's like in this Lindsay Davis, like her era, they didn't have what we have today. That's why the generational nuance is very significant. But this white guy who's commentating, he is a fearmonger and he's fearful of you mulattoes. He knows the Bantus, the dark skinned blacks, they're going to kiss his white ass and beg for acceptance. They know the mulattoes. We're not going to do that. We're not. You're not paying us. You're not giving us nothing. There's not going to be any of that stuff. You can go to the blacks. The blacks will do that. They'll kiss your ass. That's what they're known for. The mulattoes. We're not doing that over here.
Degree from, I believe, Virginia, University of Virginia, to go. She is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, which is a historically black female sorority.
Of course. Now the mulatto is going to be a black. She's not.
And this guy is super mad talking about, oh, of course, she's part of the Alpha, Sigma, Kappa. She's with the black fraternity. And I already mentioned it. It's a generational nuance. This is at a time where she probably joined the fraternity, let's say in the 80s, because she's in her 50s, I believe, Lindsay Davis. So she joined the fraternity, she's 50, so maybe 30 plus years ago, so maybe in the 90s, right? Late 80s, 90s, whatever, she joined a fraternity. It's like, it's a different generation then, a different time frame then, where it's like they didn't have this consciousness we have now. So she just kind of joined the black, organization. Like I fucking woke up and smelled the coffee. Like I'm, a millennial guy. So a decade ago, I started to look around and I was like, yeah, I'm not the same as you people. And I've been saying that for a few years now. And Kendrick Lamar is late to the game. They not like us. I've been telling you savages that for a few years now. I'm not like you. I'm not gonna join your fraternity, your little club. I'm not like you people. I'm not kissing white ass like you people. That's what you are known for. You Bantus, okay? You black Americans, African Americans, former slaves. That's what you're known for. You are known to the whole world as the white ass kissers. You serve whites, you serve the Anglo Americans, you are their slaves. You're begging them for reparations. We're not the same. The mulattoes are not the same. So when I look at this Lindsay Davis, it's a generational nuance. But this boomer, okay, this generation boomer white male, he understands and can see the difference. Everybody can see it. That's the whole point why I uploaded this clip. He's laying out the distinction. He's literally telling you, well, wait a second. She's not black. She's at least 50% white. She's not a black. She's a mulatto. Like, because they fear you more than the blacks. That's what I'm telling you. They already have the blacks where they want them. They know the blacks like a Coach Greg Adams or a Tommy Sotomayor or the Cynthia G or Paris Milan. The rest of these fucking savages, they already know they have them where they want them. Okay, all the pro-wax, Tariq Fraudji, the rest of the faceless, no-name pro-wax on YouTube, they're just trying to serve whites and have a seat at the table and have preferential treatment from whites. They're all working together to put a target on the back of mulattoes.
Not going to join the white, is she? Even though she's at least half white, she looked real white to me.
He's saying she's at least half white. She looks real white to me. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Like, it's because the Blackistan gaslighting tactics, they'll sit there and tell you, according to these whites, they look you just the same as us. You look all the same as us. You look at this woman on the screen. Very pretty mulatto. Of course, she's mulatto. All mulattoes are pretty. You look at her, it's like this white guy, this boomer is saying she's at least half white. She looks real white to me. It's like the Bantus are really upset about that. You know, they wish they looked like her, man. Like, especially the females. I'm talking about the females, right? And we know the females, like I said, I'm not gonna throw them all in the bus, but they're black male worshipers. They all worship and basically pledge allegiance and serve black males, and they're all 75+% baby mamas because of it. Congratulations, have fun. And you know because of their choices, and the few, like I said, the small percentage, the few who aren't black male worshipers, they have different results. And but yeah, they're not the same as this mulatto woman, and this white guy's letting you know. Like, look, she's at least half white. Of course, you look at her, she's not like these Bantus. What else do I gotta say?
We're going to be always pro-black, and let the listener remember this. All mulattoes, all half whites, half blacks are always pro-black and anti-white.
You guys hear that? He's a fearmonger because it's a power dynamic, is what you're witnessing. He says, "Oh, I want the listeners to know all mulattoes, not just some or a few or a couple." He's an absolutist. He's saying all are pro-black and anti-white. Cap. So I put the cap on his head right there. This is a guy, you see that on the image. He's the guy speaking. Okay. It's pure cap. They're all, anti-white, pro-black. And I'm going to get into the comments here because the comments lay it out. Look, their policies they've enacted, and even not only just like, policies on the books or explicit policies, but they're even implicit. Some of their policies they've enacted where it's like they've tried to maneuver you in a position. And then they're surprised after all these years that you side more with blacks and them. I try my best to be a neutral guy, but I laugh. I see it for what it is. The blacks and the white nationalists, the Anglos, the white nationalists, they work with these blacks against mulattoes. And a lot of people don't want to address that, but this is where we're at today. So it's like they're trying to sit here and say, they're trying to position you, oh, well, you always side with the blacks. It's like, well, we're not a part of your group. I'm one guy who's like, look, I'm not a part of the blacks. They've made it abundantly clear. Even before this whole Kendrick bullshit with Kendrick Lamar, I already figured this shit out in like 2018. I said 2019 was epiphany moment. I gave up. I was like, look, I see what you people are on, the time you're on. Okay. So it's like this idea that the mulattoes are just anti-whites and pro-black. See, you have to understand the interpretation. He's saying anti-white. Look, according to a guy like him, even challenging or competing against him, according to him, that's going to be anti-white. They act just like the blacks. You challenge a black and you compete against them, they're going to say you're anti-black. You're a white supremacist, white racist, anti-black. I said this on my ex with some white supremacists. It was the same shit. I was like, you guys act just like the blacks out here today. Very unfortunate. These white nationalists, pro-whites, they're so proud of their heritage, culture, history, and they act just like the blacks. They're whining and crying about their position out here in society. They're going to blame you. They're going to scapegoat you. If they're not going to scapegoat the Jews, they're going to scapegoat the mulattoes. I had some white female on X who said that I'm like a low IQ Jewish experiment. Literally her words verbatim. That me, little old me, I am a low IQ Jewish experiment. This is the conspiracies they have in their circles. See, they're not blaming the fact that they're degenerates, that they're weak, okay, that their women are creating mutiny against the males and competing for power, that they're in the weakest position they've ever been in society, in civilization. They're not going to address that. They're going to scapegoat and blame it on the Jews and say that me, little old me, I'm not getting no fucking Jewish money. Trust me. I mean, if I was getting paid, I wouldn't be talking to you idiots for free. Like, they're sitting here trying to say that, like, I'm getting paid off by a Jew or that, a Jewish experiment. Like, there's no Jews in my family. But this is the shit the narratives they concoct to justify the position that they're weak in society and everybody else is seething at the mouth, foaming at the mouth, laughing. Like, yeah, I'm nobody special. But like, you think these Asians, these Arabs, you start wars with these Arabs, you're starting wars with these Palestinians and these Iranians, you're starting wars with these Koreans. What, you think they're all just sitting there smiling at your ass? Like, I'm sitting like, this is what we're at today. But they gotta blame somebody for their deficiencies, for their position. They scapegoat the Jews and they scapegoat the mulattoes. And according to us, they say the mulatto, oh, there's some Jew behind the scenes, Or they'll say my mother's a whore. When my mom was a married woman. My mom was married to my father. We're family, right? They're divorced now. They're separated, but you know, it's funny because you look at the whites, you look at their stats. They're not all intact families. All these fucking Aryans and Anglos, happy family, happy family. Oh, the statistics and all this stuff. I'm like, bro, you look at your numbers. You don't have that many. You have more intact families and other demographics, not more than Asians. Okay, you can count your bluff. The Asians are more intact than anybody else, and that and you're starting shit with them. I just think it's funny. I think it's funny how just the blame game and scapegoating, how far it goes to position and maneuver to blame. It's your fault. It's their fault. It's the Jews' fault. The Jews are using the mulattoes and all this shit. And I'm sitting here laughing like, bro, you're weaker than you've ever been. It's a shit show. I'm just here to report the news. That's all. So we already played this clip. This guy's a fearmonger. What I'm suspecting is he basically probably got his ass kicked or punked by mulattoes back in the 70s or 80s because the mulattoes at that time, they were trying to prove to the blacks that they were down with the blacks. So they had to punk a white, even though these mulattoes, a lot of them, they're fucking dumb. They had a white mom, only like I tell these people, these mulattoes, only fight for your own integrity, for your own purpose, your own destiny. Do not fight for these other groups, especially if they're black. The blacks owe you money, period. They owe you. They need to pay you. They're not paying you money. They're not giving you any resources. Why are you fighting for them? They owe you. They need to give you money. So you're going to fight whites on the behalf of blacks. In 2024, it just does not make sense. See, it might have made sense in the 1970s, the 1980s, or something like that. Today, in 2024, it does not make any sense. Renegotiate your position because you're getting the shit end of the stick. If you're mulatto, you're out here as basically an unpaid mercenary. You're fighting all these other people's battles and you're not getting a damn red cent from it. It just doesn't make sense.
Sure with that.
Let me check out what they got here. Angelica Mixon Michael puts, wow. If maybe you treat someone like somebody, they would have a different perspective about life. Not embarrass them. even the ones with blue and green eyes with red and blonde hair. Only a few people have done it, and I will give them credit for that. Don't look at the skin complexion and throw them in with blacks constantly, and they won't act so bad. Don't look at the skin complexion and throw them in with the blacks constantly, and they won't act so bad. I agree. Some of them go overboard because they are forced to be hurt by both sides. They get accused of favoritism by whites. Then they feel they don't fit in nowhere and left with angry blacks. Interesting. Let me read that again. I agree. Some of them go overboard because they are forced to be hurt by both sides. They get accused of favoritism by whites when they feel they don't fit in nowhere and left with angry blacks. The truth hurts. My mother looks like that and stayed getting threatened when I was a child. This is what they don't see. Heartbreaks and lights. It's like a guitar player. Angela Mixon Michael. Yeah, I appreciate the comment. Noel puts here, Lindsay Davis is he capitalizes, mixed race black American, not biracial. Of course she's pro-black. She's monocultural. Well, I don't know what the hell her culture is. I wouldn't be surprised if this quote unquote mixed race black American's married to a white man. I wouldn't be surprised. Like Kamala Harris is a mixed race quote unquote black American. She's married to a white man. So like monocultural. Yeah, okay, we'll see. And I already mentioned as well with Lindsay Davis, is a generational nuance. The mulattoes of the older generation, the boomer class, they didn't have an option. Like they're not in the same position as that's why there's kind of a disconnect today where guys like me, millennials, we're trying to sort shit out and figure shit out ourselves, even the Z's, etc. We're all trying to kind of figure shit out and find our own lane and realize what the hell's going on because we weren't given and passed down information on how to move forward because the older mulattoes were fixing and had a place to serve blacks. There's a major disconnect there. Like I can go into that in the future, but that's something I've noticed from day one. And like I've looked up to some of these mulattoes. I was like, I like what they represent, what they stand for, but there's a disconnect here. Like our generation, we're not going to serve black people. Like it's not honorable to serve black Americans, African Americans. They're not our group. I'm telling you, I'm just one guy. And I feel like I am in a sense kind of a spokesperson for people. People support my content, hence you see the likes, the comments, the engagement. That's just on YouTube, but all the other platforms, I'm just like the younger generation. I'm a millennial guy. We our value system, our destiny is not aligned with African Americans in the United States of America. Period. We are not the same group, and that's what over here we acknowledge that. We embrace that. And we are searching and looking for solutions. I'm just one voice amongst many. And that there's a disconnect there, like I said, with the older generation of mulattoes who are in their 50s plus. And I'm not saying all, but a lot of them that I've come across where they are basically their identity, they're fixed in to the black community's struggle for racial justice and for quote unquote righteousness. Like their whole identity is to serve and prove black people that they are are good or they belong. Like my generation and younger as mulattoes, we reject that. We're like, we deny that 100%. That's not our destiny. We don't serve blacks over here. We're an entirely independent entity that's independent from the African American community's influence and infringement. What else is there to say? And a guy puts here his comment. He puts a few of them are Slash and Meghan Markle gravitate towards the white side, not the black side. Put Slash, which is the guitarist for Guns N' Roses. Even Tom Morello. I played a Rage Against the Machine song in my intro right here. Tom Morello is guitarist for Rage Against the Machine. And I believe his partner is white, yeah, Caucasian. He's mulatto. And so he doesn't, I mean, music industry. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, Majestic France. Like I said, he's all up in the comments of your boy Mulatto Vanguard. But he'll hop on the panel for the light skinned blacks, but he's not gonna hop on my panel. So that right there lets me know everything I need to know. You light skinned blacks who identify with the blacks, but you see a mulatto up here. It's always been that way too, I might add. It's always been the mulattoes who've been at the forefront, the heavy lifting, talking this shit. It's always like when I heard of the Golden Sphere, when I first came across the Golden Sphere, it was all the biracial content creators. It was all the mulattoes. And a lot of them, I had falling outs. A lot of them I've had falling outs, I'll be honest with you. But it's always been that dynamic. It's always been the mulattoes, the biracials who have been the most vocal analyzing these dynamics. But you've had light-skinned blacks or kind of behind the scenes hiding, but they were only comfortable to show support in the hop on panels for other light-skinned blacks. You people don't think I see you people? I don't, it'd be just because I don't jump up in the chat or show up in the chat and post a comment. You don't think I see you people? Like, bro, I've been around for a minute. I see you people. Like, yeah, but you're black identified. You identify with Bantus. That's an issue for the mulattoes over here. You can say I'm the bad guy. You can dox and expose me. Look, that's an issue for us over here. Over here, we have the mulattoes who are proud to be mulattoes. So if you want to play this whole light skin black and you identify with the Bantu and all this stuff, I'm letting you know over here, we do something different over here. And they try to kind of quote unquote mix us up, pun intended. But it hasn't worked out for the past, there's a conflict of interest. It hasn't worked out. Let me check out this comment we got here from it says Creoles are not black either. Well, the issue is, funny thing is with the whole Creole term has been completely hijacked by blacks. It's been that way for probably a century now. You got someone that's blacker than the fucking Black Panther sitting there telling you they're Creole. And there's a gentleman, shout out to him. We're mutuals on most of our socials. He's over on TikTok. He changed his username. I think he's like the Quadroon. His username's like Quadroon or something like that. And he's a Creole guy, Creole background, Louisiana Creole. But that's the thing. Like I put a comment on one of his videos he did yesterday, actually. So recently, yesterday, and I basically same thing I'm telling you now. I put on his video, like the whole Creole thing has been hijacked by blacks, and not only that, yeah, people who are Creole, women, Creole females who have literally diluted themselves. They've mixed in with the blacks because they don't like being light skinned, mulatto or mixed women. They hate the fact that they're mixed and they have European genes. So they hate themselves. They dilute and mix in with the blacks to have black kids. Like, that's very common in that group. Like, and I see the whole Creole thing, like blacks have kind of took that over. They've took it over. Like, and it's interesting because the blacks, they love to use the word Creole to represent themselves. Oh, I'm Creole, I'm mixed. I got some admixture. I'm Creole. It's a fucking dark skinned black. You never see these blacks say that about mulatto. None of these blacks want to claim the word mulatto. They don't like the history of it because we're distinguishably different from them. We're independent from them. That's why so many blacks are against the word mulatto. That's an offensive word. You call yourself mulatto. You're saying you're a mule. You're saying you're a donkey and an animal. You notice that? These blacks, the same blacks who love the word Creole, they don't like the word mulatto. I love it. I don't want you blacks to like the word mulatto. You're not like me. Okay. And the Creole women who got kids by black men. Okay. What else is there to say? Okay. But the whole thing here, this guy puts here, Creoles are not black either. Okay. The one drop rule forced people of color from Europe into the category of African black. France is the origin of the Creole, as our ancestors were brown skinned people from the Middle East, mostly Jews from the tribe of Benjamin and Judah, plus other Mediterranean mix like Greek and Roman. Our Frankish ancestors built London after the Romans abandoned in the 476 when Western Rome fell. The white Anglos were living like heathens in little villages until the Franks and the Plantagenets dynasty, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, began building London in the 9th century. After 2 centuries, however, the whites rose up and ended the Plantagenets dynasty, but continued to marry Frankish brown skinned women. This is how the mulattoes of English nobility came about, such as King James, King Charles, Queen of Scots, Queen Anne, and Queen Charlotte. Even Richard the Lionheart was a mulatto because his maternal side was Frankish brown, excuse me. Even the Germans were brown skinned because of the Holy Roman Empire was founded by the Franks. The ancestors of Creole men were the Franks, and their ancestors were the Jews who were brown skinned. This is the truth that's causing light skinned, mixed race, and Creole men to experience hatred because the true Hebrews are brown, just like their cousins, the Arabs. Go Google the same thing. Yeah, it's Hebrew Israelite stuff, okay? Hebrew that I'm not endorsing. I'm just reading a comment. I didn't even like the comment, guys. You look at it, somebody liked it, 2 likes. I didn't like it. I'm just up here reporting the news. I see this stuff and it's like, okay, right. Yeah. But when I look at this stuff, to me, it smells like pro black man shit. Okay. Mulatto men are not the same as black men. And this is something like I have to tell you guys. Just like I had the white guy who was up here, the boomer guy who told you that Lindsay Davis is a mulatto woman. She's not the same as a black. Like, okay, I got to come up here and tell you, look, the mulatto men like Patrick Mahomes or myself, we're not the same as the black guys. So, and that's kind of an issue because you'll have people who are not us, they're not mulattoes, but they'll try to claim our history, and then they'll bring in the Creoles and his other groups and all this stuff. Yeah, they want to use you mulattoes to fight these whites. And that's what it is. When you look at the pro blacks and the Hebrew Israelite stuff and all this, they want to use mulattoes and take our history and our identity to fight the whites for the blacks. And that's why the white nationalists, as I pointed out with the video, they're trying to label all of you guys as being pro-black and anti-white. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm analyzing both of these groups. Like, well, wait a second. What's the best deal for us? Why don't we develop our own shit? Like, these whites, okay, these Anglos, they accept males pretending to be women. Them Anglos, they've even developed technology for breast implants, for BBLs, for all this type of reconstructive surgery to try to turn men into women and women into men. They've developed this technology in surgical procedures. They accept that like they will accept white males pretending to be white females. They accept that, but they want to act funny with us. The mulattoes, especially a guy like me who's a white mom, black dad, they want to act funny with us and try to deny you your autonomy and identity. That's that's really irritates me. I'm being very pleasant and nice now because trust me, if you really knew what I have to say, they'd already deleted my channel, terminated my channel, all this stuff. Like, to be honest with you, the only time I got fucked up in the game with YouTube is going back and forth with other content creators on my other channel. My other channel, like that's the only time like that I've ever got like community strikes or any type of crap like that was on my other channel. Cause like going back and forth with other content creators, like that's what's gonna kind of get you fucked up. Be honest with you, but I could talk my shit up here on my channel Like, I'm good. I just, all the other stuff, the other clowns, you know, the slander, defamation campaigns, like, you know, yeah, that all that stuff is like on this channel, it's not even going to be highlighted because I already figured out what the game is. Like, they're trying to get you fucked up, trying to make it so where you don't have a voice. And when you do these back and forths with these content creators, that's for me, I learned it. That's what's really kind of screwed me up. So yeah, I'm not even going back and forth this comment. I just, you know, this is typical. Is to me, I just feel like it's maneuvering mulattoes to be pro blacks, pro wax, to fight with the blacks against the whites. Look, you blacks got to figure it out with these whites. You love these whites, you love their women, you're trying to live in their neighborhoods and all this shit. You got to figure it out with them. It's entirely different and separate than what the mulattoes are going through. They want to use you mulattoes to help them fight their battles. And I'm trying to tell these mulattoes, make sure they pay you. They owe you money. Whatever they call themselves, a light skinned black, dark skinned black, they call themselves a Hebrew Israelite, whatever they call themselves, they owe you money if they want the American mulatto to help them or to advocate or support. They owe you money. Next comment we got here says, because the one drop rule, mulattoes traditionally been closer to their black roots. Y'all white people didn't accept mulattoes even when it was your family. Very true. Gotta like the comment. Pure facts. This is it. I mean, like, yeah, because of the one drop rule, which we know is a 1924 Racial Integrity Act, removed mulatto from the United States Census in 1930. And it's been that for a couple of decades, right? Up until 1967 with the Loving versus Virginia. So, yeah, because there was a concerted effort to maneuver mulattoes into the black box and the black identity, like, you know, that's why a lot of these mulattoes have been closer to black people. You look at like the perfect example of this historically is Dr. Claude Anderson. You guys don't know who he is. I'll say it again. Dr. Claude Anderson is probably the best example of that generational kind of schism that occurred with this mulatto class who was maneuvered to serve blacks and identify with blacks and help them out. He's part of that class, that group from the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, where you had mulatto classes, mulattoes intermarrying with each other, as Dr. Claude Anderson comes from that lineage of mulattoes marrying into other mulattoes, and he's black identified. I don't exactly know the year that he was born. He's like in his 80s right now, so we're in the 20s. So he was born in what, the 40s, right? So he's part of that demographic of where traditionally they've been closer to their black roots because the one drop rule was so prevalent at that time, the 30s, 40s, 50s, to where even you had these mulattoes and Creoles who just solely just identified as black because there was no other option for them out there. I mean, I'm not from that time, so I don't know how the world was very different, guys, in the 1960s, 1950s. I don't know. I'm a 90s baby, right? And we know from 1990s till now with technology, the advancement, like things change rapidly, very quickly. So I don't know how things were for Dr. Claude Anderson during that era, but he's black identified. He identifies with the black culture. So, and that's because of these policies that the government and the Anglo-Saxon club, Walter Pleckard and his ilk, have basically promoted to maneuver mulattoes to be subordinates to blacks. So yeah, it makes sense why a lot of these mulattoes, especially that older generation, identify with blacks. Let's continue on. Next comment. Val puts here, all mulattoes are, quote unquote, certainly most, especially in his generation, but not all of us. Exactly. And that's what I just talked about with Dr. Claude Anderson, his generation, which is the boomers and prior before that. In their generation, there's a generational nuance. Yeah, they were more black identified or more pro black. That's all they knew. And Val, me and you are the same. We're both millennials, right? You're a couple years older than me. I'm in my mid 30s. So, like, our generation's a lot different, especially the Z's, and then even have the A's coming up after the Z's. Like, they're completely different with this whole identity component. They're not going to identify with just blacks like it's been with these prior generations. You put here, that doesn't mean I will be supporting any white supremacists either. Regular black Americans and regular white Americans are fine by me. When they start talking about either part of what I am, then it's downhill from there. I don't appreciate black Americans bashing me for being half white. No different from whites bashing my black DNA. Exactly. Very eloquently and perfectively, perfect explanation. Because both of them want to act like they have some kind of ownership over you. They want to talk about you as if they know you and how you're politically, your position in society. And the best part about it is they all work together. They both work together. That's what I'm trying to tell people out over here with my social media. It's like, look, both of these groups, they work together. Even this guy, the audio that I clipped, I have other videos of him on this channel. Go look at my shorts. He's publicly said he prefers blacks, dark skinned blacks over mulatto because he's threatened by you guys. He feels like the blacks are more acquiescent and obedient towards white rule and white authority. That's why, and they work with them. They work with blacks against mulattoes and discriminate against you guys in the work environment, in the workplace, everywhere you go. You go to the damn local grocery store, you'll have some white hick, some low class white trash working with the black trash to discriminate against mulattoes. They work together today. Like, this is not the 1960s. And this is why it's critically important when we look at this generational nuance. You have these old ass mulattoes who try to get you on this pro black shit. This is a new day today. The whites today, the Anglos today, are working with these blacks, these Bantus, in conjunction, working against mulattoes to neutralize us from our full potential. This is what it is. Like, people can say whatever the fuck they want. You're a conspiracy theorist. You got a chip on your shoulder. Mulatto Vanguard, you're an incel. I see it for what it is, what's going on today. These groups are working together against us, and they're using Latinos, Mexicans, okay, as well to work against mulattoes. We're going to get into all that shit over here on this channel. We're going to get into all that stuff. Continuing on, you put, I can't find this man's channel. It almost sounds like he's questioning why mulattoes side with blacks automatically. He has the answer. Look at the history of the country. He's white and speaking for us, just like African Americans do. He has the answer. That's the beautiful thing. I love this comment. Shout out to you. I love this comment. He has the answer. He's like, oh, like, it's like what they call that. There's a terminology. What they call that. Damn, I had it on the tip of my tongue. They call that like a confirmation bias. I believe that's the proper, phrasing, where it's like he has the answer. I'll play the clip again where the guy is sitting there like, all these mulattoes, they're pro-black and anti-whites and all this. And I'm like, bro, you have the answers. It's your history. You people, you Anglos, you've maneuvered these mulattoes. You tried to basically neutralize them. It hasn't worked at all. I mean, you're left with just stupid fucking memes talking shit about like mulatto babies, but those babies are going to grow up. These men are going to grow up to be soldiers, and then they're going to question your ass and they're going to challenge you. And I'm one guy, but I'm looking at this material you got out here, these little stupid memes you got talking about the mud sharks, which you challenge the white women. I get that. I don't care. But what the hell are you talking about the kids, the offspring for? Those, they're going to grow up. Like, I'm documenting all this stuff. We have an entire database on you people. We're documenting all this stuff. And you're going to make these memes and talk about these young mulatto boys. Okay, in the next decade, 15 years, they grew up to be men, military age, combat, battle, tested, ready men. They're looking at what you're saying about them. Are they going to respect your authority, or are they going to challenge you for power and try to conquer you? This is what we see out here right now. And you, like you put here, he has the answer. Look at the history of the country. Look at how they're positioning the whole situation. He has all the answers. See, it's the fear that they don't want to acknowledge. But they got to put the blame on someone. So they got to scapegoat the mulatto. Oh, you just side with the blacks always. He tried to say, like, always. Let me play the clip. He tried to say all you mulattoes, and someone put a comment talking about Slash, or I said Tom Morello, or all these other like these actors and stuff, even Zendaya, whatever. Let me just play.
Us, the relationship between that mulatta, she's not black, she's a mulatta, but the mulattoes are always in favor of the black race.
He said she's not black, she's mulatto, but the mulattoes are always in favor of the black race. Oh, geez, I wonder why. Favor the black race. We're our own shit out here. I mean, over what I'm doing, we're our own entity. I don't know what these old timers are doing, or some of these pussy ass, Fruit Loop mulattoes. Because on the left, I see a lot of mulattoes who are, how do I want to say this? Yeah, I don't know what these other people are doing, but over here on this side of the internet, nah, we're our own thing. You blacks and whites can figure it out. You can fight each other and fuck each other, create more of us. We're doing something else over here. Okay. You're not offering us anything. There's no terms. I don't agree to the terms you're establishing. Okay. But the conspiracies you push and the narratives, they will be challenged. We'll hop up here. We will challenge it, as we're doing right now, impromptu.
Tell us about that mulatta.
So I take it you're referring to Lindsay Davis?
That's right. The mulatta, the female mulatto, mulatta, half black, half white, whatever she is, who's always going to be pro.
Half black, half white, whatever she is. You just said what she is. She's a mulatto, half black, half white. What's with the whole whatever she is? Like, you know what she is. And you're mad she's not on your team. Why the hell would she be on your team when you're against her? That's what I say with these blacks. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to be on your team when you're against me? Like, this whole dark skin shit, this whole light skin, dark skin shit. How the hell am I supposed to? You're not my brother or my sister. I'm not on your team. How the hell am I supposed to be on your team when you're clearly against me? You're against the light skinned mulatto men in society. I'm not on your team. Like, go talk to the pussy ass light skins who look at you as your brother. I'm not your brother. Like, I don't get this crap. And to see the white boys, they try to push the same shit. Sit here and tell you, like, let's watch this. Listen to this.
Black, as all mulattoes are. And I just would like you to bring out the relationship between Miss Davis and Harris.
Lindsay Davis, grad degree from, I believe, Virginia, University of Virginia, to go. She is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, which is a historically black female sorority.
Of course. Now the mulatto is going to be a black. She's not going to join the white, is she?
She's not going to join the white, maybe because there was a bunch of female counterparts who acted just like you, all uppity just like you, trying to like punk her and outgroup her. Why the fuck would she be cool with you? She basically was like, she's like, let me go do, let me see where I can fit in or do my own thing. See, the thing is, her generation, yeah, it was easier for her like to join with the blacks. I think Kamala Harris is part of a fraternity, a black fraternity. So she fit in with the blacks in one of their fraternities. You're going to find out with these younger mulattoes, they're going to develop their own shit. I'm nobody special. I'm one dude blapping my mouth on the internet. I already graduated from college. But these younger people, especially once they get access to this information, it's game over. They're going to do their own shit. What the fuck they need you? You whites are sitting here like basically disrespecting God and mocking the creator in all of civilization, where you sit here and co-sign these white males to chop off their penis and pretend like they're women, and vice versa. You see white females who remove their breast and take fucking testosterone pills to pretend like they're males. You whites allow this in society, quote unquote civilization. You allow these genders to play these games and switch their genders and all. You allow all this, okay? But when the mulatto looks you in the eye and confronts you, you want to act fucking stupid and blame it on the blacks or blame it on the Jews. Oh no, it's way beyond and past all that stuff. You're dealing with something different out here.
She, even though she's at least half white, she looked real white to me. We're going to be all.
He says, oh, she looks at least half white. She looks real white to me. It's funny because the pro-blacks, they're going to claim her now. Oh man, she got two mixed parents. So she from the hood. She's like Kendrick Lamar's, Whitney, partner. She's black. She from the hood. You look at her, it's like, bro, this old white guy's telling you she's not a black like you people. Aren't you gonna listen to your white massa? Come on now. The white massa says that you blacks, we all know you listen. When I say something, you don't give a shit about what I say, which is all good. I don't care. I'm still gonna talk, but yo, white masses talking there. He's telling you people. Wait, aren't you gonna listen?
Always pro-black, and let the listener remember this. All mulattoes, all half whites, half blacks are always pro-black and anti-white.
He says all mulattoes. He didn't say some or a few or many. He's an absolutist, a fearmonger. He said all, ALL. He said all. If they're half white, half black, they're always pro-black and anti-white. I put a cap on them. Straight up fucking cap. Well, what else is there to say? Straight up fucking cap. Let me get to some of your guys' comments we got here before I kind of close some shit out, because I've already been up here, almost 2 hours. And I've had the link dropped from the beginning. I can pin it right now, but no one's hopping up here, you little scaredy cats. Maybe I kind of caught you guys off. Like I said, sometimes I just hop up here and kind of blab my mouth. I don't really plan a lot of these live streams, especially of late. Busy with work and everything else, but let's see where this goes, the direction it goes. Shout out to MLS. People should date each other. Really appreciate and respect his content. I know you don't upload over here on YouTube, but we're mutuals. We follow each other over on TikTok, and I really like your content. I really like your delivery, the way you position your content. I am a big supporter of your content. I'll say that for sure. What you stand for, what you represent. I've seen you for basically since I started, uploading content over on YouTube. I've seen you and stuff like that in the comments and all this stuff. But I definitely like what you do over there on TikTok. Please continue to upload content. Even your little, clips, because mainly you share images and stuff like that. You might put some commentary, like a couple words and stuff. Please continue to do that. I love the humor as well. Like I like the stuff that you share, man. I like the stuff that you share because it's most of it is all spot on. Shout out to you. Got a from London. Shout out to London. You put here, agreed, many mulattoes are lost. They're searching for their identity by serving black people. And it's not looking good for them. They haven't come to the conclusion that that their own entity. They are their own entity. They haven't come to that conclusion yet. And it's very unfortunate. What does MLS mean? It means mixed light skin. I think you guy puts here mixed light skin. Yeah. I would agree with that. I'm not mixed myself, just black, but I would like to marry a mulatto woman out of respect and admiration. The Jews are not innocent. Yeah, the blacks aren't innocent either. Tell us something we don't know. Now, according to the white nationalists, they're going to say the Jews are working with the blacks to destroy the white race. What the whites on their own women are creating mutiny. There was no Jew involved in my mom and my father hooking up. There was some dumb white bitch, okay, over on X. And like I said, she called me a low IQ Jewish experiment. I think I could probably pop it up, share it with you guys just to see. Uh, yeah, let me share it right now. Okay, here we are. I put here such a lovely spirit. I asked the question, do quote unquote civilized people make these kinds of statements? She's a mom, she's a widow, okay? And she puts here gardening, racial profiling are some of my interests. And she's commenting on children. She says, no, no, they are not attractive. They are hideous and will have mental health problems as almost all mixed breeds do. All mixed breeds have mental health problems. And she's sharing an image of a loving family, mixed family, right? And this white female widow is saying they're not attractive, they're hideous, right? She's saying we're all going to have mental health problems. Okay. And then she shared all these stats. She's like, be mad at your mother, not me. I was like, no one's mad at you. She put meme Africa. You can kind of tell, and she has a Cash App here as well. Begging from, you can kind of tell where she's at, you know. I don't know if her partner was deleted by a black, you know. In her look at June WP, which is white power 88. So the thing is, it could be like just some random troll account or you know, whatever white supremacist account pretend to be a woman. They have kind of, you know, crafty methods and ways they code, right? The white nationalists. June, right? JOON underscore WP88. WP is white power. 88 is Hail Hitler. So, like, you know, the whole presentation, oh, I'm just a white female, you know. And it's like, and it has the location says mem Africa. She joined in 2012, right? If you got a business, you got some money or whatever you're doing, you're up here just talking shit about random blacks. Maybe you got your Cash App right here, $ June 14th, whatever. Remember 1488. She got the number 14, and she got 88 here. That's their code they have. But she's a widow. That's why I make the claim, like, you know, whether her partner was maybe a pig, a cop that got done in by a black, I don't know. But the whole thing is she's sitting here making these comments. If this is really the individual, it's just a random image talking shit about children. How is that normal? And that's what I put here. Such a lovely spirit. I asked the question, do civilized people make these kinds of statements? She says they're not attractive. They are hideous and will make excuse me, they are hideous and will have mental health problems as almost all mixed breeds do. We're sitting there like, what the fuck? You people talking about us, really? We talk about you, you whine and cry like a bitch. Oh, the Democrats, oh, the Jews. Oh, we shouldn't have to live like this. There was some white who's like, oh, we shouldn't have to live like this. And let's see, I'm trying to think what was before I kind of got carried away. There was a comment that she put, something that brought my attention that was here we go, right here. She put, I'm sure, because I told her, hey, I like my mom. Because she's trying to say, she said some dumb shit about your mom. She said, be mad at your mom. I'm like, hey, my mom is great. My mom is great. I put here, my mom is the best, right? I love my mom. I'm so happy. Some of these other people, I'm like, man, I don't know. I can't relate. I've had a good relationship with my mom. I mean, there's been some times for sure, it's bumpy road, as a lot of families have had that for sure. But where I'm at now, talking to you guys live, like my relationship with my mom, it's very good. And she puts here, my mom is the best. I look at these other Anglos suffering and scared of everything and say pity, right? That was my response. And I put here, by the way, nobody's mad at you. It's the other way around. You're mad at us, but can't do anything about it but quote some stats. What does she put? I'm not mad, lol. Breed the black out by all means. And I put lol. Mulattoes like myself will maintain our hybrid blood. But I know you people breed the white out with all the Asians and Latinos you people lay up with cope. Exactly. Because with them, the whole thing is black and white when you deal with the white nationalists. They have nothing to say about Latino and Asians because their goal is to absorb those groups and bring them into their body politic. They're going to be hybridized. The Anglos. The Anglos have to decide that they want to mix in with the Arabs, mix in with the Asians or Latinos. See, but they'll scapegoat the blacks. They'll blame the Jews. They're upset the Jews are smarter than them, and they'll use the blacks as scapegoats. But they don't fear the blacks. They fear the offspring of the Anglo and the black, which is mulatto. And you even look at her like the location she has here, Meme Africa. It's a clear indicator. So when they talk about mixed breeds, they're not talking about the Asians and whites. They're not talking about the Latinos and whites. They're specifically talking about mulattoes. That's what I'm trying to tell my audience, you mulattoes. They're talking about you. They fear you. And like I said, she puts here, I'm sure your mom is great in your opinion, but her parents don't think so. Right? As if this random character could be a guy, like I said, behind using a female. Hey, I know because like there's people out here. There's a gay guy who's using he has a troll channel with the image of a female trying to pretend to be like normal. It's like I know this is what these people do. They pretend to be other people they're not on social media. So he put, but her parents don't think so. She downgraded and gave birth to low IQ Jewish science experiments. You guys see that? She said, I'm a low IQ, he, whatever. Low IQ Jewish science experiment. This is the grand conspiracy they push. Puts LOL, your anti-Jewish conspiracy theories are played out. As the one of the cats put here, it's like these people they blame the Jews for why their hamburger is cold and French fries weren't made warm at McDonald's. They blame the Jews for why their car won't start. They blame the Jews for why the light is they scapegoat the Jews, these white nationalists, so much to where it's just so laughable because they love the Jews. They love Ben Shapiro. As long as these Jews are talking shit about the blacks, they love the Jews. They love Ben Shapiro and all the Jews on Fox News. They love all the Jews as long as they're talking shit about the blacks. Once the Jews are not talking shit about the blacks, then you see these Anglos getting a little uppity, getting a little upset. Notice that, right? Notice that. Put here, LOL, your anti-Jewish conspiracy theories are played out, especially considering the fact of how ungrateful you people are, using the same Jews to build your technology, Oppenheimer, Einstein, Noam Chomsky, the list goes on and on and on and on. We'll provide more sources in the future. Then, once you need them to help you build your technology, then you throw them under the bus. Just like they do with the blacks, that you need to use the blacks to help the blacks build, help build their, society. Then they throw the blacks under the bus. Very typical. And by the way, the blacks do that with the mulattoes. The blacks need the mulattoes to help build them up. Once they're done using your ass, they throw you under the bus. Look what they did to Drake. Look what they did to Drake. Look what, W. Du Bois, Frederick Douglass, Charles Drew, Obama, all these blacks voted for Obama. They love Obama. Once they couldn't get anything out of Obama, they throw him under the bus. Same thing with Kaepernick. They do that to all you mulattoes. So my whole thing is here is I'm trying to tell these mulattoes, look, this idea you got to side with the whites or side with the blacks, you need to start building cohesion with other mulattoes. You're not going to have a choice very soon. You look at how both of these groups, they're the extreme angles. They all work together. That's what unites them. These white nationalists and black nationalists, what unites them is their hatred and fear of you. Now, I'm not trying to position myself to be a fear monger out here trying to tell you guys, oh, they're scared. This is what we see. I'm just presenting the information for you guys. And you're going to see kind of a correlation of the language and what they say, because the scapegoating is very evident. The whites will scapegoat the white nationalists. Let me rephrase that. The white nationalists will scapegoat the Jews for why they're losing in society. But the black nationalists, they will scapegoat the mulattoes for why they're losing in society. You guys need to pay attention to this stuff. Yeah. She upgraded and produced hybrids. We will continue legacy of mulatto excellence, because I don't know about this widow, whatever, June WP88 was very, you guys, your little coding is not that sophisticated. I don't know. Like, this is elementary shit. We've all been known this for over a decade. Like I said, I grew up around you people. I've studied you people. So like, I've all known this stuff since I was a kid. WP88 and all that, like 1488. I've studied you people for years. I grew up with you, studied you. So, and this is why they're fearful of guys like me. But what I was getting at with this, she put the comment here is or she, whatever. She upgraded, talking about my mom, to produce hybrids who will continue the legacy of mulatto excellence. I'm not special out here. I'm just a guy, a bald, fat, short incel talking shit, according to my detractors. But my sister, married, family, successful, it's funny because my sister, mulatta, like most of her clients and people paying her are white. Even for me, like, well, the whites are paying me, like, not only for my 9 to 5 job, but my tutoring business. I got whites in Poland and Europe and everywhere around the world paying me to learn English. And my brother, like property owner, owns a home, married. It's like my own siblings, my mom, okay, my mother produced offspring who were all successful. I mean, whatever metric you want to measure us by, like, I'm just up here laughing, talking shit. Like I said, I'm not special. But I look at my brother and sister. I'm like, they got families, they're successful. Like, what the fuck? They got careers, and it's like, but you go on Twitter or X and you look at this, random white nationalists. You're a Jewish conspiracy. It's been played out. It's been played out. Okay. You guys got to come up with something new. It's been played out. You're losing in society. You're taking a lot of fucking L's. And the blacks will kiss your ass. The blacks love you. The problem is we're mulattoes. We're not blacks. You're dealing with something different out here. And you know it too. I mean, that's why we see the fear. You know it. Let's check out what the comments are. We got finish up these comments. Mulattoes broke many barriers for blacks. I'm cheering for the mulatto. Light-skinned blacks have been vocal too, like Catherine Clever, who was a Black Panther. It's because society would treat you as black. Latinos work against their own mulattoes. The light ones call themselves Spanish, which means white. Yeah. I don't know. That's a separate issue. I hate when white supremacists and black supremacists play dumb. They play dumb. They work together against you. That's what you have to understand. I know someone like you get it. A lot of people, maybe like new people who are kind of first time listening to me, they probably don't get it. They don't understand. But I'm pretty sure you understand it. They work together. Like, that's the thing. They work together. It's very obvious. I've shared enough videos and comments from them out of their own mouth. It's very obvious. They try to play dumb, play stupid, but they work together. You put here spot on about the Creoles. Yeah, they've kind of been absorbed. And I see Creole women. I mean, there's some of them who like kind of follow me, where it's like, but they marry into the blacks. But then the Creole men, do they marry into blacks? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's the same thing with this whole mulatto or light skin dynamic, where it's like the mixed guys, they prefer mixed women. But you have mixed women, like say Creoles, for instance, they just want to be in the black community. Like they want to dilute themselves. They want to, be absorbed, which is fine. But I'm just surprised when I see them pop up and I'm looking at them and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm like, you're so proud to be Creole, but you got black kids, like you got a black baby daddy or your black partner, whatever. But I'm like, out of all the guys, like you couldn't find a Creole guy. Like that to me is very telling. I know people are not gonna like me saying that, but I'm just looking at this like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, how are you so proud to be Creole, but yet you want to just throw that away and just have black kids? Like, okay, I get it. You just want to be accepted and fit in with blacks. Like, but that's how it is with light skinned blacks. That's how it is with mulattoes. Like I see what's going on, that dynamic. So, and that's the unfortunate thing about the whole Creole thing. It's just been hijacked by blacks. And I told a guy that I commented on TikTok, and I was being honest. Like that's what I see. It's no shade. Like I love the Creole people and they honor their heritage and stuff like that. But what I overwhelmingly see is that they've basically just aspire to be absorbed by the ghetto black hood American culture, which make no mistake, the mulattoes are not special. They're in no position to brag or anything. Most of these mulattoes, yeah, I'm telling you, most of them just want to kiss a black ass, serve the blacks. So when you had that white nationalist who's telling you, but he didn't say most, he said all, ALL. He said all you mulattoes are pro-black and anti-white. That's why I put the cap on them. It's like, fuck out of here. If you say most, I'll agree with you. I agree. Yeah, most of these mulattoes, yeah, they're just trying to kiss a black ass. Yeah, for sure. Trust me, everybody hates me because I say that. I point out the facts, but to say all these mulattoes, you're a lying ass. You're a lying sack of shit. You're a fear monger. You're mad because the mulattoes aren't going to kiss your white ass like these blacks will. That's all it is, man. That's all it is out here in this competitive marketplace. That's all it is. He said, "What's up with the hat turned to the side?" Yeah, Kamala Harris is like AKA. She's part of the sorority. I'm so glad you rarely see mixed people doing this. 100% false. We don't have mental health problems. When we create something they want to steal, as always, never let anything discourage you. Keep doing what you are doing. They have hated Jews since the Middle Ages. Yeah. Yeah, that whole concept of the ghettos is a European concept. They want to position the Jews, right, in a specific neighborhood, basically confine them. And then like they've even had nations where they've kicked them out. They've expelled them, right? In Spain. I forgot the year. I think it was the same year that Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. If I'm not mistaken, that same year that Christopher Columbus went on his voyage across the Atlantic was like the same year where Queen Elizabeth expelled the Jews from Spain. I mean, guys, I'm not really, this is a mulatto history channel, so I got to kind of live up to the name, but it's going to be around that time, right? So yeah, we were nailed to kind of some of the history. I'll do more research. I'll go back on that, guys. This is a collaborative endeavor. The whole point with the whole mulatto history is we're making history today, baby. We can go back centuries ago. Today, right now, 2024, we're in September the 22nd. We're making history right now. This is history for us because they want to bury your ass underneath blackness. Anything a mulatto does that's good, they want to say it's a black win. They don't want your own personhood, your own identity, your own culture. They want to deny that from you. This is why history is extremely important. This is why this channel is named this. We're reclaiming our history, the past, the present, the future. This is why I'm speaking this into existence. This is ours. Ownership of ours. This is our history, mulattoes. Okay. And then you put here more nonsense race mixing. Yeah. Yeah. They're only against when it's European and African race mixing, right? Thank you for putting in so much work for us, brother. Love. Shout out to you. And you put, because mixed women have no competition in the black community. They're highly prized over Keisha. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. The mixed women, it's easy, right? There's no, but when the mixed women have to compete with Latinas, the competition gets a little, thick out here. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. When they competing with just like the dark skinned Keisha, whatever, it's not competition. Like most of the guys are gonna pick the mixed chick. It's funny because even if she's average, and a lot of these racist black content creators, they're trying to call like the mixed women like mediocre light skin. They say that term mediocre. That's a code word because they know like an average mixed chick is gonna be preferred by the dark skinned Bantus, okay, over like a darker skinned woman. That's why they use that term mediocre because they're not like, yeah, they're not talking about if these women were competing to get access to mulatto men or Latino men or white men. No, these are just the mixed chicks, the kind of exotical chicks who are competing for the same dark skinned blacks in a black community. That's all it is. These aren't, yeah. So, like, the black females are going to say they're mediocre. Yeah, they're not competing for the other men out here in the marketplace. Yeah, they only have that pedestal and preferential treatment amongst the blacks. Like all that exotical shit, they only have that pretty privilege shit amongst the blacks. Like nobody else gives a damn about you people, man. Like in the mulatto men, we prefer you over here. We pedestalize you. We prefer you, but it's like, look, I mean, what else is there to say? Like all that exotical shit, like that only works with the blacks, the dark skins. It doesn't work with us over here. With the mulatto men, we know our value. There's too many chicks who seek us. There's too many chicks who want us over here. That's why like that that exotical shit, it only works with the blacks. Like nobody else gives a fuck about that shit. Okay, you're only special amongst the dark skins over there. And I guess I'm sorry, I prefer you, but things are a little different over here. You put, what religion do you feel that we should follow, MV? Jews loan money to rulers, so the best way to not pay them back is to have a program. Yes, the Reconquista and Spanish Inquisition. I think it was a year or so before. You put here, MV. He put the Ronquista getting rid of the Circassians, Muslims, and Jews in a year 14. Oh, this is a good comment. I saw this one right here. Yeah. You only deal with mulatto women who act white. What if they just act mulatto? There's women like that, right? They got a white mom and like black dad and biracial, or if they have two mulatto parents. And yeah, they just act mulatto. I don't know, like act white. Because the thing about acting black, it's like this, the ghetto hood culture is what's the metric and standard of being black today. So I don't know like what acting white, what that really means. Like, cause if you look at them, they're mulatto, you clearly tell they're not Anglo. Their mom is perhaps, yeah, Anglo for sure, but you look at them, you could tell, oh, you're exotic, you got something going on there. But how does she act? She act just decent? I don't know. Yeah. The hood booger shit, like I'm turned off by it. Like, and I've seen like Blaxican chicks too. Like I worked with a chick a year ago. She's Blaxican. And she was cool. I mean, I liked her and stuff. Like I fuck with a few Blaxican chicks in my past in California. But this one chick I worked with, like a year ago, and she was cool, man. I really wanted to like her, right? Especially being in this consciousness now like the past few years. Like I really wanted to like her, but yeah, looking at like her like persona, the way she kind of conducted herself, and just the hood booger shit, the black shit, I was, you know, yeah, just not interested. I just do not like that culture. I just do not. You put here, I mean, women who aren't brainwashed by blacks who hate us. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because you'll have mulattoes who will, they got a white parent, and but they hate themselves, right? Like nobody hates themselves more than a mulatto who wants to be black or who wants to fit in and be accepted by blacks. There's no other. The dark-skinned black males have nothing on the light-skinned mulatto woman who wants to be black and wants black acceptance. Nobody has nothing on them. There's no other creature on the planet who hates themselves more than the light-skinned mulatto biracial female who wants acceptance from blacks. She will literally destroy her own family. She'll kill and destroy everyone around her just to get accepted by blacks, black males specifically. Period. Because she knows the black females aren't going to accept her ass. She's a light skinned, biracial. She got a white mama. She knows damn well black women aren't going to accept her ass. So her ticket to acceptance in the Blackistan is to get the black male. She has to serve the dark skinned black male to get acceptance by blacks. And in order to get protection in the black community from black females, she has to cuddle up and serve the dark skinned black male to get protection from the black female. So she'll serve the dark skinned black male's interest to fit into the black community. There's nobody who's more self hating than her. Like I said, she'll destroy her own family. She'll throw her own parents under the bus. Hey, people are not going to like me saying that. They're going to unsubscribe, hate on my ass and support the ops, how many ever ops I have left. I'm surprised. I think some of you probably fucking get over it by now. If I don't even watch your shit, look at you, don't even talk about you, you're clearly irrelevant. You're not doing what I'm doing over here. So it's like, yeah, I mean, people could take it out for how it is, but it's funny. Yeah, people will say that, dark skinned black guy, they don't like themselves. They just, I don't really see them using the skin bleaching shit like that. That skin bleaching cream is more popular in like Nigeria or Jamaica or the Caribbean or something like that. The African American, the black men, they're not using that skin bleaching cream shit like that. So you can't say then. You can't say the dark skinned black American men are using skin bleaching cream. You can't say that shit. Not like these other groups. But these mulattoes with their little white mama, they got a white mama and they grew up with a white mama because they black daddy was never around for them. So in order for them to get connected to their black side, they got to be a little bastard baby mama to a black guy. They got to act all extra hood and try to prove to the blacks that they are black just like them and be a baby mama. Yeah, there's no skin bleaching ointment for them. But they want to blacken it up, don't they? They want to darken it up to try to prove to the blacks that they're loyal, they're down with them, right? Their pathway to membership access is to become a bastard baby mama by dark-skinned blacks. That's why you look at the biracials or the Creoles, whatever these women, light-skinned women, they get the blackest guy they can find, become a baby mama. Yeah, and this is their pathway to blackness, acceptance into that group. And they have to go through the men. They have to go through the dark-skinned black male. They have to go through them so they can get protection because those black males are going to protect them from the dark-skinned black females. You guys should already know this is what it is. This is the modus operandi. This is what it is. Let me check out a couple of these comments before I end this. before I hurt some more feelings. I don't know. Dark skinned Keisha's despise her skin color and kinky hair. She knows she's a last choose now and forever. The only thing worse from what I've seen is the darker, kinky haired mulatto. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Yo, Joe. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, to be honest with you. Dark skinned Keisha's despise their skin color and kinky hair. She knows she's the last. You put shoes, not a choice. Now and forever, I don't know who the hell you are. Whatever little sock puppet account you're in. Seems like you're generalizing. It wouldn't doesn't seem like it is the way you're generalizing. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like this angle you're putting here. Like, I don't know. The dark skinned Keishas. What about the dark skinned Keishas? Right there. A Keisha is indicating it's a ghetto hood booger. It's some scummy ass blackmail worshiping fucking hood rat. Like the whole Keisha analogy. Like a Keisha is a fucking hood rat. It's a hood booger. It's not somebody you should respect. It's not a lady. Ladies get respect. Ladies get protected. They get preferential treatment. So, like when you use the term Keisha, the title, like that's not somebody that any man, you know, Black identified mulattoes who are liberal and raised by a white trash moms are actually insane. They're the worst. Yeah, they're worse. They got a white mom, their white mom's trash, trailer trash, piece of fucking shit. And they identify as black, and then their whole pathway to black. These are the people who hate me. Over here on YouTube, these are the people who have the most shit to say about me. I don't know how long you've been around YouTube for, Val. I got some other people, some other mulattoes who message me. What about this guy? This guy's tagging you. This guy said he created this. Like, I got people messaging me. I don't know how some of you people, how long you've been around for, but I'm going to tell you, like, the people who have, like, especially you talk about the black identified mulattoes who have the most shit to say about me. Number one, they got a white mama who's a piece of shit white trash. Number two, they got black baby daddies. Okay. And they're broke and they're fat and they're ugly. Like the list goes on and on and on. So this is what it is. Like it's always the same types too. The mulattoes who have black moms and white dads, like they don't hate me at all. Like none of them are like my ops. None of them hate me. It's always always these mulattoes with like black daddies who they never met or they don't know, but they got a white mama, right? And they got a black baby daddy. It's always these types who don't like me because they know I laugh at them. Like you're not shit over here. Like why just give it up? Just give it up. That's why I don't play that whole black mama, white mama thing because I already know it's about culture. It's about the decency of the individual. It's the culture, how they were raised, how they view themselves. That is the main indicator. You don't get to choose who your parents are, but you do get to choose your habits. You do get to choose your options, and you do get to choose how you act and respond to the conditions in society. Thank God I separated myself from black culture before I even knew about their hate. No sock puppet. No sock puppet. I said from what I've said, there are mixed kids who look all black. Not all dark skinned women hate themselves. That's what I'm saying. It's a stereotype. When I see this comment, let me pull it up. This right here. I don't know, man. I don't agree with this comment. He puts right here, dark skinned Keisha's despise her skin color and kinky hair. I don't think so. Like there's too many like confident black women because you put Keishas, you're trying to say dark skinned Keishas, and I'm telling you, like I don't mess with Keishas, bro. Over here, like we don't know. Only higher caliber women. The ghetto hood rats, they're discouraged, and the men as well. If you're a low quality male, Because I'll have some of these guys who jump in here like, oh, I want a mulatto, I want whatever. Okay, well, go do what you do. I don't give a shit. They come to me. It's funny. It's like, I remember when I went to Ghana, I had some dude ran up to me. I want a white woman. He looked at me, little old me, like talking about he wants a white woman. There's a guy who fucking sent me a message, a DM, talking about he wants a mulatto. I'm like, what the fuck you want me to do? Just like he messaged me. He's a black guy. He's like, oh, I'm a black guy, but I want a mulatto wife. I'm like, these type of weirdos, like they message me and shit. Of course I don't respond to them. I'm just laughing right now, talking shit, but what the fuck? What do you want me to do, bro? Yeah, why don't you wait in line? Everyone like, if she's educated, she's feminine, okay? Like, yeah, these are the women basically I cater to. Like, I'll name a name, Emily, someone like Emily. Okay, yeah, these are the women that I'm gonna, if they ask and they say, hey, can you take a look at this or can you check this out? Yeah, I'm gonna take some time out of my day to check it out. Yeah, for the feminine mulatto women, yeah, for them, they get preferential treatment. Okay, but the guy puts here a Keisha, like that's like a euphemism, a title for like a lower class individual. And I don't know, it seems like you're generalizing them, black women, because like I don't have an issue with black women. Contrary to popular belief, like if they're black male worshipers and they're hood boogers, I just don't want nothing to do with them. That's just these aren't my people. I don't know what the hell they're doing over here. I don't, but the Keisha shit, I don't know why they're over here. And you put here, it's like the stereotypes that mulattoes are confused. Yeah. And the stereotype for mulatto Jezebels is very prevalent as well. And a lot of mulattoes live up to it as well. And a lot of mulatto men live up to the stereotype of being punks, being weak, because they cape so hard for dark skins. And I don't get it. Like, you guys haven't figured it out yet. Like, you guys, that you're your own shit. Like what they're doing, Drake. You guys haven't figured it out yet. Like, you still think you're a part of their group. And they're telling you you're not like them, and you still haven't got the clue. Like, you still think you can butt kiss and dance and pretend. It's very unfortunate. These guys. So the guys are just as bad as the gals, as far as I'm concerned, like with the whole Jezebel being a whore. Because, like, man, like I defended this one mulatto chick, which I will for sure defend her. Like, she was getting attacked in a beauty supply store. These black beasts, okay, these females were attacking her because she's mulatto. They were trying to make assumptions saying, I know you got a white mom. I don't like you biracials, you half breeds with white moms. She was like really attacking her, right? I defended the woman, and the woman's an OnlyFans chick. Look, but there's a lot of mulattoes who are OnlyFans chicks. Like, the sample is fucking huge. There's so many mulattoes who are OnlyFans and, doing that type of work, even in these kind of little small niche circles here on YouTube. There's a Canadian chick. Her name is Miss MM. I don't really know nothing about her except that she's a Canadian chick with the name Miss MM, and she's a mulatto. But I do know, I don't know nothing about her, but I do know that she's like a sex worker, and she sells content. And it's funny because, yeah, this is a small circle on YouTube, but she's just one person out of like all the other people. You go on X, and like I said, I defended that one mulatto. I saw that video clip of her getting attacked. She's a sex worker. She has her OnlyFans, and that's just one example or a couple examples I've given you guys. There's so many of these chicks, of these mulattoes all over the internet blogosphere who are engaged in that type of work, adult work. But there's a stereotype attached to that, is what I'm saying here. There's a stereotype of a Jezebel, of a harlot, of being paid off, promiscuous. There's a stereotype. But just as we can say that, as Val's putting here, there's a stereotype for all mulattoes in general, male and female, of us being confused. But let's sidetrack and go to the men. What's the stereotype for the mulatto men? Being punks, being bitches, being fucking marks. We look at J. Cole. He's one of many others. And they're bitches and punks and marks, not to the white boys, not to the white man, not to the white nationalists or the white supremacists. No, no, because the mulattoes will be the first ones to step up and check the white boy. The mulattoes, we understand historically, have been the ones who have galvanized these blacks to go after these whites. You look at Colin Kaepernick in modern times, but we can look at, Hannibal in Rome, Carthage, Jean Zombie in Haiti, all these major slave rebellions in the Americas. You have these mulattoes, Frederick Douglass, who are galvanizing these blacks to go after these whites. But today, that's historically, the whites are fearful of a lot of the mulattoes, but we look at today, the stereotype, and they use the term light skin, you weak and you light skin, like what they're doing with Drake. The stereotype for these mulatto males today is you guys are fucking punks. You guys are fucking marks to these dark skinned fucking Bantus. That's your stereotype, bitch. That's not mine. I'm the bad guy over here. I'm the short, bald incel. That's not my stereotype. They say what they'll make up lies about me. That's not with me over here. That's not the stereotype they got with me. That I'm a Bantu butt kisser. But we look at J. Cole and some of these other characters. Yeah, that's your stereotype. It's unfortunate, but that's what we see. Because you want to fit in, you want your hood pass, you want to be accepted because you're cool, because you're so black, you got a white mama, you're a mulatto with a white mama, but you're so, like J. Cole and all the others, you're so cool. You want to fit in with them. Like I said, for the males, that's what it is. Getting punked by blacks, and you cry because the light-skinned women, the mulatto women, they prefer the dark-skinned men. You serve the dark-skinned males. What the hell do you expect? You expect the women to be loyal to you, but you cape for the dark-skinned males. And the women see that. But see, what I've noticed is you don't cape for the Hispanic males. You compete with the Hispanic males. You compete with the white males. Hence, because you do that, the Hispanic females and white females, they see that and they look at you as being attractive. They want a piece of you. They choose you. I'm just saying that from me, my own personal experience. You challenge these other groups of men, then the women see that and then they're like, okay, yeah, he's a male competitor. Then they're compelled to pursue you. When it comes to this black shit, these mulatto males, it gets a little fuzzy there. Gets a little fuzzy. Yeah, they can talk about the stereotypes of both sexes being confused, but like I said, with the women being the Jezebels and sex workers, they're basically selling their looks and stuff for money. But then we look at the males, it's like, well, they're basically fucking butt kissers to black males. It's very despicable existence. And they find it to be virtuous, like they're doing something good in society. You put here, I had a black identified mulatto tell me I was acting like a white woman. Yeah. Yeah. I don't respect them. I didn't say imply that. I'm saying they hate themselves more than the typical mulattoes from what I've seen. Doubt it. A mulatta, she's light skinned, she has a white mom, her partner is dark skinned black. More than likely, she hates herself. You can quote it, you can clip it, okay? You can comment me, email me, DM me. More than not, she hates herself. Period. I mean, she couldn't find a mulatto guy or a Creole guy. She couldn't find a white guy, right? Like, she had to get a dark skinned guy, right? Because she wants to prove she's black. That's why. Because she hates herself. She hates who she is. She wants to dilute herself. And I see that with these women. And I've been very nice about it. Very nice about it. For the past 2 years, I don't really, kind of shake things up or whatever. I've been very nice, but like there's nobody that hates themselves more than a mulatto female who wants to fit in with black society. There's nobody on planet Earth. You people can talk all the shit you want about dark-skinned black males, all you want. We've already done that. It's gotten played out. It's old and bored. That's why I'm moving on to the white nationalist shit, the white boy incels, like the clowning or responding to the black males, the dark. It's gotten real fucking boring. Like we already get it. They're coddled, and everybody feels sorry for these fucking savages. They're coddled in society. They're given all this preferential treatment. Everyone's laughing at them. They want to be ha ha ha, look at them dance and act like an idiot. Like they're coddled in society. But the mulatto woman who doesn't have an identity, she has a white mama. She never knew her black daddy. She wants to understand what it is to be black. The pathway for these women to understand blackness is to become a baby mama by a black male. Nobody hates themselves more than them. Okay? You can unsubscribe. You can whine and cry all you want. I'm going to call a spade, period. And you're going to listen either way or not. Even you hate watchers. I know you could unsubscribe. It's funny. These idiots, they unsubscribe. They still watch my shit. Fuck out of here. Either way, you're going to listen. Like, this is what is. Nobody hates themselves more than a mulatto with her white mama who wants to understand black society. So she gets a black baby daddy. Says, well, the majority of the women in my family are dark skinned. I don't think they hate it. Never heard them complain about it. And they all have husbands. You said, I didn't say all, but let me be clear, more likely to find quote unquote self hate from that group than from any other group. No other group wears wigs, not their natural hair. Yeah, it just seems like some more black gender war bullshit. And I think Val sees that. I see that as well. Looking at your commentary, because this is a mulatto discussion. We're not talking about black women over right in this discussion, like, unless the black females talking about black mulatto people, then they're kind of in the discussion. But you're just bringing up black women, kind of throwing them under the bus about the wigs and all this shit. This is not a black gender war channel. I don't know what to tell you. Like, black people who like being black, we like them. White people who like being white, we like them over here. Okay, we like people who like themselves over here. But the whole gender war shit, that's there's another channel, other channels for that. Black people think we are the best looking, of course, because they want us to represent them. That's the issue. They want to claim our history. They want us to represent them. And they're mad because they couldn't humble Tyla, who is a multiracial woman. She identifies as colored in South Africa. She has colored parents. Like, her mom is more so black, but I think her mom is mixed for sure, is mixed as well. She's like brown skin. Her father is like colored mixed, but like there's Indian heritage there, East Indian, right? But they like Zulu, East Indian, and Dutch, South African colored. So Tyla represents that. Like, she's proud of that, her heritage, right? Multiracial heritage. And like you said, the blacks are mad because they want to humble her. She's a young lady too. Very pretty, talented, very nice body. Like, very, and they want to humble her. This woman, you got to identify as black so we could punk you. She's like, I don't identify with you blacks. I'm not black like you. I'm colored. I'm not black like you. They're offended by that. That just, it shows you their their insecurity, this position. So, but yeah, they think multiracials are the best looking, so they want to use us to represent them. They're mad when we don't want to represent them. Like, I'm not like you people. Tyler said that same shit. She's nicer than me. I'm nobody special, but Tyler was like, yeah, I don't represent you people. We're not the same. They're mad at her for that. The hell? Yeah, they want to use multiracials to represent them. You put here, I think black men hate themselves more than black women hate themselves. The hair topic isn't just so cut and dry, especially with trends and beauty standards. And Drake is still the most successful musician in the last decade, regardless. Yeah, for sure. You're right. But society actually rewards black men in IR relationships more than black women. I didn't say the hair topic is cut and dry, just pointing out facts. Black people in general are, basically coddled in society. Everybody feels sorry for them because of slavery, because they are conquered people. Everyone feels sorry for them. They know they're disadvantaged. And so they let these blacks get away with a lot of shit. Now, the blacks are kind of uppity. They can only away with so much. But there's certain demographics and populations they can test and try with. They can try with the whites. The whites are, they call it white guilt. The white guilt is a concept in relation to the blacks. They're guilty, they feel guilt because they basically conquered the blacks. So that's their own thing they got going on. But the blacks are not so uppity with the Hispanics. They try the Dominicans, they try the mulatto mixed race populations in Latin America. Okay, I understand that, but like the blacks are not uppity with the Chicanos, the Mexicans. The blacks are not uppity with the South Asians, East Indians. The blacks are not uppity with the East Asians, Chinese, Koreans. Like there's certain demographics the blacks don't really test or check. They know their place. But the one demographic population the blacks are super uppity with is with the mulattoes, the multiracials. And because you mulattoes, you do not galvanize enough and advocate for yourself enough, you have too many little petty, you know, in group politics and little, petty battles. You don't look at the bigger picture and advocate for yourself. The blacks look at you as a target. Black Americans, let me be specific. They look at you as their personal punching bag for all their little grievances, for how they're treated in society. They want to look at you and try to punk you to make themselves feel better. That's what it is. So they're coddled in society in short term. Well, some black women do wear their natural hair. You said more so relaxers and wigs. Wigs are popular among the younger ones. The male stereotype of black, white, biracial, mixed race is effeminate, soft, weak. Exactly. They're trying to say with Drake that he's weak and soft. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the stereotype with the men is that they're punks to blacks, like, not to whites, because these mulatto men, like, they'll fight whites. They'll fight whites with more than the black, the dark skins. But like the mulattoes are punks when you put a dark skinned male in front of them. They want to serve the dark skinned male. It's very disgusting. I'm just saying whatever stereotypes on black men, lazy, bad fathers, ignorant, can be overcome by individual black men. Women are judged most on looks, and black women are judged to be the least attractive. See, all this crap like this least attractive, honestly, man, I know you're a black guy based off this comment. It just sounds like some black manosphere gender war shit. And I knew that from the first comment I saw. Like, you're coming over into our discussions. We're talking about mulattoes. You're coming here like trying to sort out your grievances with black women. Like, this is the wrong place for that, bro. This is the wrong place for that. Okay, just because you find black women, you say, to be least attractive, that's a you problem. There's gonna be guys out here who want black chicks. Okay, so I would suggest you take all that personal stuff you got elsewhere. A lot of women, particularly immature women of all races, like bad boys. Yeah, there's a lot of single moms out here. I don't want to pay taxes for them. Fuck them. You mean young women like bad boys because they mistakenly view the behavior as strong. You can doubt it. Eh, let's see what we got. It's funny. I give blacks a cold shoulder. I won't befriend them. Damn, it's like that. It's like that. Give them the cold shoulder. What if they're offering you something? What if they got some money? or something else. What if they can give you something? Then what? My whole position, I tell these mulattoes, just as long as you can get something from them, like they owe you. This idea where they feel like they can come into your space, come into your situation, and just start like barking orders and like they have no influence over here. They got to come with something, right? That's my whole situation here. I'm telling these mulattoes, make sure they give you something, as long as they can entertain you, at least minimally, they can entertain you. But they got to give you something if you're going to deal with them, because the rent is past due. They owe you. You put no gender war BS. Think what you think, but you said mulattoes were the most self-hating. They are the most self-hating. Like they are, because I see all these black women, man, they got social media accounts about being proud to be black, and the black hair, their black skin, and they got so many black women that are proud to be black. Where the fuck are the mulatta pages of mixed race women being proud to be mixed race? You tell me. I see a lot of mulatta women who are pro-black and they're gay, and yeah, they're talking about their mixed race hair, and that's about as far as they go. That's about, like, because the black women, they talk about their skin tone. They're proud to be dark skinned. They call it golden skin. They're proud of their hair, their skin, their culture. Do you see mulattoes doing that? Do you see? I mean, they'll do about the curly hair stuff. What about their skin? Are they going to be proud of their light skin? No, they're fucking not, because they're ashamed of their light skin. They're ashamed of their white parent. They're ashamed of their European features because they want to look good for the dark skinned blacks. Fucking despicable. And I really don't care what you people have to say about that. I don't care what you think about that. It's the truth. So when I have this guy here, Yo Joe, it's clearly you're a black guy. Like, look, I see all these black females with social media pages who are proud to be black females. They're proud of their skin. They're proud of their hair culture. You look at some of these mulattoes, they're only proud. They're talking about their hair care, but they look at themselves as being like a, you know, in those circles, they're like a number two option to the black female. They know they're not black women. You got a white mom. You're not fucking black. Okay. Blacks don't have a white parent. But I've never seen it on TikTok, on X. Nah, these women are too scared. They're never going to go out here and say, I love my light skin. I love my European features. I'll say that. I'm the bad guy. I'm the asshole. Yeah, fuck all you liberal pieces of shit. I'll be the guy to tell you. Yeah, I got a white mom, European features, light skin. You bald, you short, but I got light skin. Yeah, fuck you, savages. Yeah, I'll be the guy to come out here and tell you. See, I don't see none of these ladies doing that, saying they're proud to be light skinned. You know what they do? The light skin, they get themselves the darkest, blackest, pookie they can find. And they have kids, and then their kids don't look nothing like them. They got black kids, or, oh, I'm sorry, they're quote unquote grifts. They're mixed. Yeah, they're black. Okay. That's it. Like that's their way to fit into the black group. I never see these women publicly saying they love their light skin, but I see all these black women with their social media pages talking about my melanin is popping, melanated. They love their dark chocolate. It's hilarious. And you want to sit here. This is a black guy. It's obvious. Like, you want to put your gender war bullshit here and pretend you say no gender war BS. It's all gender war crap. You're trying to throw black women under the bus. And so I'm sitting here saying, like, bro, a lot of these black chicks are like overly confident in a way. Sometimes it can kind of be like offsetting for people. They're super confident, but it's no like, bro, where are the mulatto chicks that are proud to be mulatto with their light skin? They got a white mom. No, they're always overcompensating to fit in with these blacks. Not throwing them under the bus, just disagreeing with you doesn't mean I hate black women, not a gender war thing. Okay, sure. Yes, that's why I said typical immature, can't say all, but a woman about something usually doesn't want to bum. That's of any race. Yeah, bums keep breeding. And white bums, Mexican bums, right? And black bums, they all keep breeding. They all got kids. So, and not only that, this Yo Joe guy, you keep tagging Val in the chat. You know, Val is like my biggest supporter over here, right? And you're tagging her, replying to her and shit. And she's a lady, so I don't, seems like it's some gender war shit you're pulling over here. I don't know. Little sock puppet account. You put, they're not uppity with other races because they don't see them as a threat. They feel threatened by mulattoes because we are right next to them in all sports and music, but we are much more handsome. Exactly. And I put a comment in TikTok. I replied to some guy, he's a black, and I told him we just dominate all you people in all the sports and all the music, all the hip hop, all the pop culture, music, all the sports. We dominate you people. Like it's just it's you can't dispute it today. You can't dispute it. Again, not hate against black women. I can say broke men are least attractive and short men are least attractive. I'm responding to what you said. I disagree. Well, broke short guys still get pussy. So it's never going to stop. So that doesn't mean anything. I said judged as in by society. I didn't say I find them least attractive. You should talk about how Dominicans and Puerto Ricans refuse to acknowledge their black heritage. It maybe kind of relates to mulatto heritage a bit. Of course, not all. Yeah, I don't care. Anyone can say they are proud. Are they really? Just because mulattoes don't brag about that which they can't control doesn't mean they are ashamed. But again, we disagree on this topic. So they say plenty of incels claim to be proud. Literally, the Proud Boys. It's being incel really something to be proud of? Did they proudly call themselves incel? Because that word is thrown around a lot. And to generalize Proud Boys, which is a like white nationalist clique, a group, as incels, where's the evidence of that? The guy who founded it, he's married to a black female, isn't he? Like, how is he a fucking incel when he's married? Like, that's the thing with you people. You throw these terms around. Let me see. I know Enrique Tarrio was like a mulatto Dominican, but he was like the leader of the organization. But Proud Boys, like their founder, one of their top guys, is Gavin Mickles, if that's his name. You have Enrique Tarrio. I don't really look into this. I don't know too much about this Proud Boy shit. So he's married. The guy that let me share this with you guys. Cause you're sitting here just making up shit now, guy. Okay? Your little sock puppet account. At least come with some more pure facts in that. Proud Boys founder. Emily, the Gavin, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name. I apologize. He's a Canadian writer, podcaster, far right commentator. He's the founder of the Proud Boys. He's fucking married. So how are you going to call the organization incels when the guy who's ahead of the organization is fucking married? Okay, married guys are not incels. Come on, man. Like you guys throw these, it's just like these blacks who throw the word racism around. Just like these whites who throw the word Jew, the Jews, the Jew. They throw these words around, and you guys are really looking dumb out here. You guys throw these words around so much, it doesn't mean anything, man. The Proud Boys, white nationalist group, non-incel group. See, I checked out her comment right here. You see how they try to conflate both of them, like both the things. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, shout out to you, Val. I mean, you and me, man, we're on the same page over here. Doesn't matter. She was talking to me. Should I ignore her? You keep saying that. I'll say again, I'm not. I simply disagree. I don't care. I'm just going through these comments before I get the hell out of here because I'm kind of bored now. Many men are married and incels. Wow, really? Enrique is now in prison. So yeah, incel with women, at least at this point. Whatever, dude. I'm getting bored now. Incel is what every leftoid calls anyone who doesn't pander to women now. On that note, I want to share something actually, because some guy, this whole like incel and femcel shit, some guy told me femcel. He literally put that comment here. Let me share this. Which one was it? There we go. Cool. Let me share this. Look at Amala. I don't know. I'm not like a right wing guy. I'm not a right wing grifter. I'll say Amala. She's a right wing grifter because she's supposed to be their quote unquote black representative for the Republicans. She's got a white mom. She's mulatto. Okay, but they want to use mulattoes to represent blacks. That's what the whites, because the whites, they want to use mulattoes to represent the blacks, the black race, right? And they're upset with us because they know we don't represent the blacks. We're our own shit. And we're going to compete in society just like the Jews, just like the Asians, just like the Mexicans, everyone else. And they're upset with us because of that. We want to compete. You're anti-white. You want to compete with me. Fuck out of here, pussy. So yeah, Amala, is kind of they want to position her to be the token black or whatever. Very pretty, very pretty, beautiful, I'll say, mulatto. So I definitely like sharing her images here. But I want to get to this comment right here. I put the self-hating, awkward femcel tried to use that dude against me, and now look at her. Her crash test dummy turned on her. Pity. I'm using very vague language here. I'm not tagging. I'm not like one of these hoes, like that fucking pussy up there in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, tagging me, and these other fucking pussies tagging me, trying to get my attention. I don't need to tag you, pussy. Okay. You're going to watch me. You're going to listen to me. You already know what's up. But so with this post here, I don't need to tag anybody. I'm using very vague language. And everything here is very specific of who I'm talking about. So kind of people in the know, right? They know what's up here. And what I put here basically was like, yeah, I put self-hating, awkward femcel because I get femcel vibes from this specific content creator who was like a weirdo. Like she pretended like to have a sister who's like a white woman pretending to be mixed and just a bunch of weirdo fucking shit. Like this is golden sphere BS that I kind of stumbled upon a couple years ago. I this whole golden sphere experiment, I realized, man, at least the past year, I kind of went solo dolo. I was like, look, I cannot do the spheres or the clicks. I can't be clicked up with any of you fucking rejects because it's just too weird at this point. I got to do my own thing. But this individual, yeah, to me, she's an awkward femcel. She's a femcel. Like the vibes, like she's an American female who doesn't like America. Like she doesn't like America. She doesn't like white Americans or black Americans. So she moved to Japan instead of try to work shit out here in America. She moved to Japan. But I've seen some of her commentary. She just says femcel, like feminist vibes, where she's like light skinned black, but she'll put other races of women above her. She'll say that Asian women are the most feminine. It's like, yeah, I mean, I like Asian chicks, East Asian. Yeah, they're very feminine. All men can agree. But like, I've never seen a white woman put these women above themselves. I've never seen a Mexican, a Mexicana, a Chicana female, Latina put a Asian woman above. It's only blacks who will do that shit. That will put another race of people above themselves. This light-skinned black female literally is trying to make the argument that the Asian females are the most feminine and they're more feminine than black women. It's some self-hater weird shit. Like that, no one else does that. No other group of women will do that. They'll put another group of women above themselves. This individual does. That's why I call her self-hating. I put this right here, self-hating. I put awkward because she is, and I put femcel because it's basically giving femcel. Okay. And then let's see what the comment, someone put in the comments here. He put women can't be femcells even if they tried. I think this guy's in the chat. Somebody's sock puppet account. I don't know. All you people are coming out the woodwork tonight with your little sock puppet accounts. Cyber Machine. I put ever heard of femcells? They're awkward and scare dudes away. Because he says women can't be incels even if they tried. No, they can. There's femcells. And that's what I told him. Ever heard of femcells? They're awkward and they scare dudes away because their awkwardness, where guys are like, it's, let me just go talk to someone else. Let me go deal with someone else. I'm good. Like, there's too much going on out here. I'm not even going to deal with you. I'm going to go over here and try to see what's up over here. And he puts here, he replies, yes, but it doesn't even make any sense. Even the woman on my 600-pound life has no problem getting a man. I liked it. I thought that was funny. I put, damn, 600 pounds, a 600-pound life. That's like, I guess, a reality show with fat people. And I thought about that. This is what, 2 days ago? I thought about that. And then I put another comment. I replied. I was like, wait a second. And I put here, that logic can be applied to men as well. A 600-pound guy can still find a mate. What are the chances, though? Like, what are the chances? Yeah, he could find a potential mate, but what are the chances? Very slim, right? And what are their options? Very slim. Not high caliber selection. And I put here, same applies to the females. Incels and femcells do exist. Somebody liked it. Probably him. Probably agreed with me. But I saw that earlier. Yeah, incel is what every leftoid calls. Yeah. Yeah, you got femcells out here. And a lot of people don't address that. It's easy to shame the men. You live in a society where it's easy to clown men. Like, and for me, they go after fucking stupid shit. Like, you're bald and short. It's like, okay, well, I'm still getting pussy. Oh, you're not getting pussy. You have to go to Dominican Republic to pay for pussy. You're an incel. Oh, okay. Where's the evidence of this? Well, you're not posting pictures of the chicks you're with. Like, what? I got to show all you internet people. I got to prove something to you. You fucking trolls and characters. Okay. Yeah. Let me go back up. Where are we at? I lost a comment. Okay. Have you heard about what's going on, Michael Eric Dyson? People are mad because he's chasing white women. Yeah, because he's just like the Phil Advice show. He tries to position himself to be like a black representative, but he likes white women. It's like Phil Advice show, right? He's like so pro-black, but he married a Mexican. So that's just the blacks are just kind of arguing with other blacks at this point. I think femcel scare dudes away more with their psychotic behavior, especially BPD traits. They can still get sausage easily, but no sane man will stick around. Thank you. Excellent explanation. They can still get sausage. They can still get the rod, but guys skedaddle out of there very quick because it's a very kind of at-risk situation. They scare dudes away, their awkwardness. You said psychotic behavior. And there's guys who will take the risk, but they're like, oh shit, let me get the fuck out of here. Like, I've experienced that a couple times. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just what's the phrase they say? The juice is not worth the squeeze. Like the effort you put into it, you're in a weird situation. Just let me get the fuck out of here. It's not worth it. You put, have you heard about what's going on? Yes, I think I read that already. I don't really care. I don't like Michael Eric Dumbass. Michael Eric Dumbass is what I call him. Michael Eric Dyson. It's kind of a leftist liberal shill for the pro blacks. A lot of black men lie on dark-skinned women to justify them going lighter women. From my angle, dark-skinned women are very loyal dark-skinned men. Exactly. No, shout out to you. Shout out to you. You know what's up. Like I said, I support your content, the commentary that you post up on TikTok. No, that's what it is. A lot of them lie on black women to justify why they want like a mulatto or a light-skinned chick. They try to frame black women to be all bad, and like none of you people are nice or good people. Like a lot of you people are evil and deceptive. I'm not saying all. A lot of you people are. You're scammers. You're evil. You're deceptive. You want to deceive the mulattoes and trick the mulattoes thinking we're a part of your group. You can get the hood rat biracial baby mamas. Keep them. I don't want those scummy pieces of shit over here. You're a biracial baby mama with the pookie baby daddy. You got bastard kids. I don't want you scumbags over here. You guys can keep them. They can go over there in the golden sphere and stay with you people over there. But no, I agree. I like his point. They try to throw like lie on black women to justify the fact that they want light-skinned women. And you put from my angle, dark-skinned women, they're the most race loyal. And that's why a lot of black women, I don't respect them. It's not that I don't like them or I don't find them attractive, because a lot of them I do. Fucked a lot of black chicks like that. I'll say that. And a lot of them, I do like them. But a lot of them, I just don't respect them. I pity them because they're black male worshipers. They worship black males. They're loyal to black males. Even when you look at the scenery where black males are taking a shit on these black women and they're preferring other races of women over them, yet black women are still loyal to these men. I can't respect these women, right? Because even with you looking with white society, because I'm mulatto, I'm half white, half black. So look, white society, where it's like a lot of white women are committing mutiny with white males, where they're picking black partners, which is like treason to a lot of the white males. What do white males do? They get with Asian women, like they get with Hispanic women, they get with other groups of women, right? Like they're not sitting back being loyal to white women. They're getting other groups of women and creating families and stuff like that. My issue with the white nationalists is they're trying to scapegoat mulattoes. They're not against race mixing. They're not going to talk about these white guys with their Asian partners or Hispanic partners and their mixed kids. No, no, no. They only have an issue with the mixed kids when it's mulatto, right? That's my issue with them. But no, like I said, with the white guys, like they're not sticking around and being loyal to white women, and vice versa. The white women aren't even being loyal to these white. They're straight up fucking mutiny. That's why I use that term, where it's like kind of authoritarian, what we call defiance, insubordination. Like they're competing for power and challenging authority for white patriarchy, white hegemony, to where it's like literally mutiny. They're like going against the grain. Like I'm gonna, get a black guy and have a mixed kid, and like, but the white guys, like, yeah, they're not gonna be loyal, sit around, and vice versa. So for me, there's respect there with that. I respect that they're gonna try to get their best option when I'm looking at white society, white males, white women. But when you look at black society and you look at black women, they're so fucking loyal to dark-skinned black males and their baby mama, 75% out of wedlock birth rate. I just don't respect them. Like I'm not saying all. I'm saying the ones who are black male worshipers, I don't respect them. It's not that I'm not attracted to them. Sure, I might like them, whatever. I just can't respect them. You're loyal to the dark-skinned black male. I can't respect you people. Sorry. Okay, go cry to whites about that. See if I give a fuck. Have you heard? Yeah. Michael Eric Dyson. I know you think J. Cole is a black ass kisser, but he is still one of the best lyricists. Yeah, he's a good lyricist. I thought about that the other day. It's a shame that these mulattoes who got talent, they're great lyricists, they give that all up to just be like a number two in the shadows for the blacks. Like a Kendrick Lamar isn't shit. Kendrick Lamar would get fucking ate alive if it was Kendrick Lamar versus J. Cole. Because even Kendrick Lamar got his butt whooped by Drake. But Drake is like not even the best lyricist at all. He just has the best marketing. He's very palatable, has the best marketing. But J. Cole is a far superior lyricist, We're talking about hip hop. And I listen to some of J. Cole's flows. It's just way better. Like, yeah, Kendrick Lamar would get fucking eaten alive by J. Cole, but J. Cole, it's the spirit, his spirit. His spirit, he lacks spirit, he lacks ownership. He like he there's it's that the beaten down mulatto with no sense of identity. And these type of individuals cannot be respected by the mulatto collective, especially the younger. I think J. Cole's probably around my age. I think he is like my age, millennial guy. And I'm just up here. I'm not special. I'm not saying I'm better than him, but I'm like I've said some, whatever choice words. I'm just saying, like, to the younger people, don't respect these people who bow down to Bantus. These mulattoes who give up their excellence. See, if J. Cole was challenging a white boy, damn right, these mulattoes like a J. Cole would try to prove the white boy he's better. Because all you mulattoes have no problem doing that. But when it comes to this fucking Bantu, like Lil Kenny, they want to act like a punk and a mark and just take a back seat. Oh man, I gotta prove to the culture I'm down. See, that's not that punk shit. That's that mark shit. And I want these younger cats to know, like, you cannot respect that. When you have a guy like that who doesn't want to be great, he wants to take the back seat. Yeah, I know J. Cole was a sick lyricist. I know. I thought about that the other day. I thought about that. I was like, man, he connects his rhymes really, really good. Better than most of these rappers, but he's spiritually conquered. Bantu butt kisser. Basically useless. Pro wax, so predictable, it's embarrassing at this point. A lot of dark skinned men over exaggerate dark skinned women, self hate. Yeah, I just don't know why they're up in here. This is not a like black channel. Like, this is not pro black men. This is not pro black women. I just not sure why they kind of bring that over here. Like, they think I'm going to take a side and agree with the black man, that the black woman. I'm like, bro, like, like, what the fuck? You have fine ass black women who are proud and confident to be black. They're welcome. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't center them. I center mulattoes over here. This is the whole premise of the channel. But this idea that, like, this black manosphere shit, that I'm gonna like agree with your ass that black women are all self-hating. No, just maybe the ones that you deal with. And if they got kids by you, whatever. The situation with black men dating outside their race is similar to how white nationalists end up dating Asian bitches. He put bitches here. Yeah, it's the same. These race hustlers, they're so proud. So that's the whole thing. Like, if you see me, you hear me up here. So if you see me, I have a partner that's not mulatto, they're gonna look at me like, what the hell are you mind doing? You have every right to. Every right. You gotta question all of them. Borderline personality disorder is what most of the left. True pride is one's race is humble and doesn't shout. That's because black males are all they can get. You're talking about the black women, maybe. That's all they can get. I don't know. I think a lot of the black women can get, you know, mixed men, mulatto men, Latino men, white men. What's the lady's name? Simone. I forgot her name. Not Simone Biles. Some other Simone. There's a model. I forgot her name though, but she was whatever. I forgot her name. She's a dark skinned black chick who's like a model. And I think her partner's white. So it's like, no, I mean, chicks like Brandy, the artist Brandy, like she can get white guys. Or even Lupita, like she's known, like most of her partners are white guys. The actress Lupita Nyong'o. So yeah, chicks like her, like, they get white guys, right? So, like, this idea where you paint the picture where it's like because black males are all they can get. I mean, the guy put earlier Keisha. Keisha is like a euphemism for a ghetto black chick. Anybody can get that. It's ghetto, right? We're talking about the feminine, sophisticated, well-spoken, good hygiene. We're talking about these women. Like basically they have access to all other caliber of males are going to want those caliber of women. So this is a upper class channel. I mean, over here, like we don't cater to the black savages and the hood boogers at the bottom. Okay, you can go talk to the biracial baby mamas and the hood boogers with a very limited lexicon. You can go talk to them. Okay, my quote unquote ops, the people who don't like me. You can go talk to those channels. Okay, they'll entertain the bottom dwellers. But over here, no, this is more of upper class. They create a narrative about dark skinned women and give them excuses, exactly like you said, to prefer lighter skinned women. This guy already knows what's up. MLS people should date each other. He already knows what's up. He knows what's up. And you see them, that guy just try to crawl up in here and try to throw black women under the bus. And I'm sitting here like, bruh, this is not the channel. Like, this isn't the channel to push that black gender war shit. And you can act dumb all you want, but we already see it for what it is. And like MLS points it out, they create this narrative about black women that they're not desirable, or that, all this other stuff. They're not seen as attractive by other races and men and all that stuff. That's all bullshit, bro. Like, we already know you just want the lighter skinned women. But once you taint and touch the lighter skinned woman, other races of men don't value those women. And you know that. That's why you want to taint them. You want to make them baby mamas and ruin these women to where we're looking at them, we're disgusted by them. Guys like me, guys like Patrick, shout out to Patrick. He knows what's up. These other men, we already know, like, once they deal with you savages, we're disgusted by them. And that's the thing. It's not just me saying that, or Patrick, or other, mixed or light skinned men. It's like the white males, it's the same thing. With Hispanic men, it's the same thing. With other races and other ethnic groups of men, it's the same thing. Once you deal with those darker skinned Bantus and the ghetto hood booger class, like, your value drops drastically. I saw a video clip earlier today, and it was Amber Rose. It was just in my algorithm on Instagram, and it was Amber Rose because they were talking about the whole Haitians eating dogs and cats and all this dumb crap. And they had Amber Rose there, and I'm looking at her. Yeah, she's attractive. Yeah, she's got short hair and stuff, right? She got kind of the buzz cut. She got short hair. She's attractive, but I'm sitting there thinking, I remember now. Yeah, she got a kid by a black guy. Like, was it Wes Khalifa or something? She's one of these hip hop whores, little Jezebel quadroons, dancing around with all these dark skinned Bantus like Kanye. And I'm just like, man, her marketability, her sex appeal drops drastically. I'm looking at her like, you're just a fucking whore. I can't respect you. And it's sad that I have to publicly say that, but this is the truth. I'm giving you the truth. I saw it earlier today, a couple hours ago. It was Amber Rose, and it's, bad example, whatever. There's other examples, but I'm just using her like, man. And I want to like her. Like I said, I look at her. She's pretty, like facial symmetry, attractive woman. I know she's got some like plastic surgery and work done and all that stuff, but she's not ugly. She's attractive, Amber Rose, even with short hair, right? Cut her hair off, but it's like, man, you got a kid by a fucking thug like Wes Khalifa. Like, it's just, it's fucking gross, man. Like, that's the life you want? There are some blacks and whites who hate us, but black men are the worst because they try to emasculate us openly. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. My whole thing is where I'm kind of positioning. I'm moving in a different direction, is to try to point out to people that these blacks, they're not working independently. They're being paid off. They're being sponsored and financed and promoted by these whites. And this is where I'm pushing the content in that direction to try to point out exactly how we see that, how these whites, how they promote these blacks, they pay these blacks off. Okay, they're sponsoring all these blacks in the NFL and Shannon Sharp, all these dark-skinned Bantus who have all these media jobs, who are talking shit about mulattoes and light-skinned men, but yet the whites are paying them, supporting them. Okay, DJ Vlad and the rest of them. Right. So that's kind of the thing I'm saying is like, yeah, I get it. The blacks, they're real fucking uppity, running their mouth about mulattoes, but the white boys are paying them off and working with them, because the blacks only do what their white massa tells them to do. Like, we should all know that by now. We know the blacks, they serve the whites, they just want to fit in with whites in their society. We get that. So we have to kind of go to the source now, is what I'm trying to steer the conversation towards. Let's kind of go to the source and figure out where this is all really coming from. Because it's very easy. You just get away from the blacks. Like, that's the solutions was all been there. Like, if, like I've already said on this stream, if the baby mamas, they want to be little bastard baby makers and have their kids, dilute themselves and just fit in with blacks, they're gonna do that. They can stay over there and have fun. Like, that's very simple. It's simple to kind of separate, or I can say a nicer word, distance yourself from them. It's very easy to do that. That's the solution. But yeah, these people are getting paid off and incentivized to attack mulatto males. Like I said, with the whole Kendrick shit and all these fucking white boys who are supporting Kendrick and Mexicans supporting Kendrick are like, wait a second. Why are these blacks so fucking cocky and confident to talk shit about these mulatto men out here? And then you turn around, you see the fucking white boy and the fucking Mexican supporting the Bantu. It's like, oh, interesting. So you're all working in on it. You got that. It's noted. Am I the only one who has noticed that the very best looking dark skinned women are with dark skinned men or with completely non black men? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because you have attractive dark skinned women who are with non black men, or attractive black women with black men. I don't know, but do light skinned guys get dark skinned black chicks? A lot of light skinned guys, they get Latina chicks, bro. Like, that's just the market. Like, that's what I see. Is we just get Latina chicks, you know? So with the women, I don't know, whatever, man. Have you ever read the Willie Lynch letters? It explains everything. Yeah, I don't care about that Willie Lynch shit. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Post a comment, unsubscribe if you don't like it. Because if I didn't hurt your feelings tonight, I'm going to probably hurt your feelings on the next stream. It is what it is. All right. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.